and welcome back to Off the Beaten Quest. We know you have one choice for D&D podcasts, and we hope it's this one. Session title today is going to be Session 65 for us. Again, Session 65 for us, titled Shipping Out. Last we left off, our adventurers, they had finished up and wrapped up some things in the kingdom of Bountifolia, or the Bloom Kingdom, and then made their way to the harbor, where they kind of decided where they were going to go, figured out their headings, and set sail, as we learned some things about each of their characters before as they were wrapping things up, and we are joining them again on the ship, the SS Nautilus, I believe, and this is where we begin. All right, so you all went to sleep that night on the ship and have now awoken. It is a fresh, sunny day. The waves are high and hitting the sides of the boat with a nice splash as the wind kind of caresses faces. The smell of salt water and the sounds of seagulls kind of cascading through as this boat embarks through the waters. What is it that you are all doing?
I have a question.
Yes.
The poacher problem was resolved on Bountifolia.
Yes.
Is this a realm-wide resolution, or does Ira still need to take more cautious care of Alyer now that we're leaving Bountifolia?
I would say, for the sake of, like, it's not like once somebody sees a hop owl, they go crazy and they have to steal it. Mm-hmm. I think the main issue with the poachers, at least especially in Bountifolia, was that, like, a creature like a hop owl is not, like, you don't see that very often. It's rare, and people might be like, "Oh, what the hell is that?" But you're gonna generally be fine. Like, nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, snatched in a bag."
Okay, because she wants to be able to allow him to travel out more.
Yeah.
And kind of use the boxes more of like a precaution.
Yeah. He's got armor now, so he's good.
Okay. So he is. We're up on the top deck, and I don't know if he's sit down, if he's like flapping his little wings, what's going on, but we're just chilling.
Okay. And where is everybody else?
I'd say that Luke Heel, because I think where we last left, I'm pretty sure Luke Heel went immediately to bed when we got to the ship. So he's since woken up. He's gotten his garb together. He's gotten everything situated as far as his daily carries with him and his outfit and everything. I would imagine he's made his way to the top deck of just wanting to see kind of what everything's looking like in the daylight and just seeing who else is up and around. So,
are you noodling?
Am I noodling? Probably. Yes. I would imagine. Yeah, I'd probably have my lute out and have some sort of noodly jingle going on. So,
and I would think for Luke Heel, this is you had came from Cottageport to Oromar City, and he was traveling within the continent. Obviously, now that you guys have traveled a bit, but you've been mostly traveling from continent to continent through portals. So the fact that you guys are onto a ship now versus, obviously the airship that you guys were on at one point, but this sprawling kind of large body of water, this is a kind of an azure tealish kind of water. It's very much this smell, this sense of adventure. I would feel like Luke Heel is it's an invigorating sense.
Salt, man, just the smell of the salt too.
I
feel like he's not going to be used to. He's not going to be used to how much more of a process / length of time it's going to be traveling this way, since having been through just portals has been way more time efficient. So I feel like at some point he might kind of get a sense of just restlessness and just grumpiness. I don't know.
And
we'll have to see.
Did travel on the ship to Corson, but I think we were stowaways, so we didn't go up on the deck.
Yeah, it was a little more confined. Yeah. So now that you're,
how long did you do that for?
That was a few days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a few days.
It was a few days in that. Yeah.
Oh, so I mean, this probably. Would you say that this would be a little bit longer than just a few days? Like
this is going to be a 3 to 4 days journey. Yeah, you guys were aware of that as you guys set sail that night.
You were also in a book like half the time on the other ship.
That's true.
So.
Yeah.
So it's like sleeping in the car. You kind of like, oh shoot, it's like been 5 hours.
Where are we? Are we there yet?
So, and especially too, you get the chance to move around freely. You now that you can spread your wings. You can like go up in the air, fly around through the air,
fly like by the ship.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly might be like more freeing because like we are able to just kind of be up and like open and around. So. Might be nice.
You could fly around with all your.
That's true.
And Cole.
Well,
yeah.
We don't know if that's canon. If he likes to fly a lot,
And he's a chunk, so
He does have wings, though.
And I think
Don't leave him out.
just to put perspective as to where like Jax is, because I know Ira said she was already up on the deck. Jax is kind of off to one side of the deck, maybe towards like the front of the ship, kind of staying out of the way. But he has Cole kind of set like on a barrel, kind of like almost like eye level, and he's kind of teaching him how to like throw fists, like kind of move, like punch back and forth, and so Cole's kind of getting a little bit of like a kung fu workout. I love him. A little bit of Taibo.
I guess Eliana would have. She woke up from her meditation 4 hours from Lukeel's little tiny hut, and I guess Stella probably needs 8 hours of sleep.
I would think so, yeah.
No,
but it's been 8 hours.
You kind
of maybe had to wait for her for 4 hours, but
yeah, that's the problem. I probably would have like gone up like and watched the sun like rise on the ship, and then gone back down like after a while to like go check on her, and then I was like, "Good morning. Okay. I wonder if there's any berries on this ship for you." And I go up to the deck.
And when you come back down to check on her, she is back sleeping in like her fox like form.
Okay.
Because I would think with Stella specifically, there's a certain amount of like magic it takes to stay in that form for a certain amount of time.
She was a fox too when we got on the ship, so.
Yeah, so I remember she had switched into the woman as you guys curled up to bed. And then so I would think that through the sleeping of the 8 hours, she would have to switch. It would almost like kind of like be like a reflex of just switching back as like it's almost like you're flexing too hard, and then when you relax, it kind of like pops back to a fox.
Eliana.
Yes.
So I don't know what you're planning on doing for food for Stella, like what she really eats. But if she eats anything like Alyer does,
yeah, she's an omnivore, so
yeah, I don't know if you would be interested in like wild shaping and going into Alyer's like box, and like just because it makes food for him.
Okay.
And you can just pull food for her.
You're gonna let me in the box? Last time I asked, you didn't want me in the box.
We've been through a lot since then.
Okay. I'd love to look inside that box.
Well, we're
does Lukeil hear any of this?
I'm assuming so.
I would think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a perception check just because you're playing at the moment.
Okay.
And if they're talking off to a distance, I want to make sure that you can hear from where you are.
I guess if you want to test it while we're on the boat in the next few days, you can.
It's an 11.
If anything, between strums, you kind of hear bits and pieces.
Oh, okay,
but,
gotcha. But not enough to like kind of like spark my interest of like, oh, what are they? Yeah.
Yeah, not enough to hear. We're gonna perform a science.
You could come
experiment.
closer if you want.
I feel like Lukeil's just like not even
Just vibing.
He's just
And where is Verity and Dawn in this moment?
This is so weird. But Dawn is pretty pissed still about the potions thing and how much gold she lost.
The 5 gold.
So she's roaming around the ship, and like, you know how you like look for coins in a couch cushion?
Okay.
She's not doing it like in a big way that would cause like any like rustle, you know, because she doesn't want to get us in trouble like being on the ship. She doesn't want to seem like a schemer.
Okay.
Looks over at Verity. She just wants to just casually every now and then be like, "Oh, is that there's something in the hay? No. Okay, cool. Floorboards? Gets a little pick out and is like, no. Okay. And just enjoying the ship, exploring the ship, but primarily looking for gold.
Where do you think this journey would take you as far as like going through the ship? Would you like try to just like explore aimlessly heading to a certain destination, or would you just be like, oh, okay, so this is where they eat, this is where the crew's quarter is, and
definitely
this is the kitchen.
Exploring aimlessly.
Okay.
But then she also spends a larger amount of time like by like the captain's quarters because she's like, if anybody's got money.
Okay. All right.
And she just kind of just every now and then will pass it and spends like a few extra minutes just like looking around. And if someone comes, then she's like, oh, did you see the ocean to have a, like she's trying to be stealthy.
Okay.
But she's also bored. So
through your journey, give me an investigation check to see if you had found anything amidst the ship.
Are you just longingly looking at the door, or did you like open it, or just like you're just staring at it?
What?
The captain's door.
No, I'm not even looking at the captain's door. I'm like in that area.
Oh, okay.
'Cause I'm like, if anybody dropped something, it's going to be him.
Yeah.
Investigation? Ow. Was a 10.
Okay. So starting from kind of going up at you're up at the top deck, and I feel like you would have ventured back downstairs for a minute to like look at the cargo holds and like, okay, this is where to find food. This is the kitchen. You pass by as you get through the kitchen and stuff, you see kind of a tall, like grayish skinned orc, very like brawny, not as tall as you, but it's like close, like maybe like a 7 foot ish.
Yeah.
Large tusks. And he's just kind of like chopping some like vegetables and kind of like doing like normal kind of prep stuff in the morning. And he kind of like sees you like walking by and is, oh, what are you doing?
Just shipping around. It's either this or sitting. How's food preparing?
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, good. Got any snacks?
Oh, there's lots of food here. I guess it just depends on what you're looking for.
You got a end of whatever you're cutting? I'll just munch.
Yeah, and he kind of he's like, oh well, I think, and he like grabs out of a barrel. He kind of takes like an apple and he kind of tosses it your way.
Sick. Do I catch it?
Give me a sleight of hand. Let's see how that works. I think you're dexterous.
Yeah, 15.
15? Yeah, you kind of like catch it in your hand.
Cool.
It's like, yeah, just if you guys need anything, let me know.
Thanks.
I'm here.
Thanks. What was your name?
It's Brobzel.
Brobzel. Thanks, Brobzel. Catch you on the flip.
Yeah. And so you kind of make your way back up, kind of going up through the docks, not finding too much. If anything, there's just kind of like, you're just getting the feel of that this is like a cargo ship. You're seeing that they're bringing a lot of things from Bountifolia, kind of like goods, wares, things that Bountifolia would be shipping out to different places to kind of... and then you make your way up to the captain's door. I'll let you make another investigation check, see if you find anything close to the door.
Yeah.
Fudge sickle 7.
7. You don't see really too much of anything. You see like the captain kind of like, God. And he's like yelling different things to different people, orders and different things, but you don't. He kind of like, as he comes out of the door, he quickly like shuts it behind him, and you hear like a like locking of the door, and he kind of.
I'm not gonna steal anything. I'm just seeing if any.
Hey, I'm just letting you know. What you see.
Okay. I'm like.
So as you're still like meandering around that deck. Where is Verity?
Verity hasn't left where she last talked with Jax.
Okay. So you're
she
kind of on the upper decks towards the back.
Yeah, she slept outside under the stars, and she's just fiddling with her daggers, cleaning them.
Okay.
Sharpening them.
Okay.
Trying to be all lone wolf a little bit.
Like it, like the vibe. Aloof. You with the daggers that you have, as you're cleaning them, and there's kind of a special, the way the blades kind of curve, and that there's towards the hilt, there's kind of almost like this like embossing that kind of gives it like almost like an ornate kind of texture, but it's more of like a gothic ornate. So it kind of looks a little bit more of like a dark, just given that like it's based around shadows and like the abilities that it kind of gives and stuff. You like kind of like are like cleaning the handle, and you like touch over a certain part of it, and you hear for a brief moment like a kind of like a like the whispers, and you kind of just like shake your head and shrug it off and kind of keep doing what you're doing. Now, you all have some time on this journey. Is there anything that you would like to do, learn, work on, train in, different things that you have? You have it. The captain has given you a bit of a hey, if you, as long as you don't like interrupt the crew or like get in the way of certain things, you like kind of have a little bit of a free, like you can move about the thing, kind of space to do things. There's not a like, oh, just stay in your quarters, or you know.
I would think that Luke Keel, he's wondering, or I guess from Luke Keel's kind of line of sight, or from his like perspective, like how fast would the boat be moving at the moment? Is it moving like pretty quickly, or is it like kind of?
There's a good. They've kind of positioned the sails enough to catch a good wind.
Okay. It's
about, as far as temperature wise too, it's about 57 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's
okay.
It's a little chilly because you're on the water, and given that it is fall. The air is moving at about a 1 to 3 knots kind of speed. So but the sails are large enough that it's moving the boat pretty moderate pace.
Oh, okay. So not like it's not
clear
slow
skies
enough to be able to like do any sort of like, I guess he kind of thought of like fishing, or like trying to.
Do you have a fishing rod?
I feel like since I don't already have one, I feel like I would be like in some capacity trying to like scavenge to find somebody that like might have whereabouts of, if there is, or if there are any, or like if there are any just like in a specific spot on like the ship.
So you want to look around for like a fishing rod or some things to,
or
to do that?
Honestly just like asking one of the crew members on the ship, like, hey, like what would be like a better way to sort of like pass the time as we're kind of traveling, like what they have found that would be like semi-entertaining. Or
I mean, if you want to fish, you just got to ask and see if they have a fishing rod. You can totally do that. The pace, it's not like this is moving at like, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super keen, like
I don't think anyone knows about boats.
I just know that the wind speed's about 1 to 3 knots, and how that kind of factors into the sails. It's moving at a decent pace. It's not like you guys are just in a standstill in the middle of the water.
Right. We're not like anchored down in any way. Yeah. Okay.
And it's not like there's no wind, because if there was no wind, then you guys wouldn't really be moving.
Right. We wouldn't be going anywhere.
But it's enough that like if you were to put something in the water, it would kind of like drift back a little bit, but it would still kind of keep with the boat, because the wave. If I'm not mistaken, I think physics works is that like if you threw a fish off a thing, it would kind of move back a little bit, but it would still say tensile to your rod, and it would still be kind of just dragging with it, and then something would, you know, so you could fish.
I also think that he would like that would become like of an intrusive thought to him, like, oh, what if I like tried to like, but then he may have like I'm not sure if he would have the realization of like maybe it's not the safest thing to try to do something like that while we're in like basically what is like an ocean. So
hey, all I'm gonna say is be curious, friend. You want to fish, you can fish. This is the time.
Fisherman.
About how long would you say it would have been since we had like awoken, like since it was like daybreak?
I'd say maybe like, you know, like 20, 30, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like an hour has passed. It's just kind of like some time has passed. You guys have enjoyed the morning. You kind of aren't really in a rush to do anything. You know, there's not really anywhere to go.
Okay.
But it's very much, I'd say an equivalent would be to like a cruise. You know, you can kind of like do whatever you want because you guys know that at the end of 4 days you will get to where you're going.
Yeah.
So you have the time to kind of just do whatever you want to do.
Oh, I wonder if I don't know if like per his travels, like if Lucio would have any knowing or knowledge of like getting seasick or like how to like prevent seasickness.
Well, you tell me. Do you think Lucio would get seasick? Do you get motion sick? You fly, so I would hope not.
I would say like on rare occasion, like not often, but like enough to be like, okay, it definitely happens sometimes, but like not always.
If you're spun around fast enough, you'll get kind of sick.
Yeah.
So I think you're fine. You've gotten your sea legs.
Yeah, because things like scurvy and things like that, like making sure like you're like taking care of like your like
scurvy happens when there is a poor diet of no fruit, and then they need like it's like a vitamin C deficiency.
Right. Yeah.
I think you'll be fine. You guys just got on the boat. It would take you a long time of not eating fruit.
But I feel like he would want to be like if he knew, like he would want to try and be proactive and mindful about that to see if like there are any like fresh fruits or anything like that on the ship, so that like
he's so suspicious.
Things don't turn for the worst.
I appreciate your cautiousness.
Yeah.
I can assure you that you probably will not have to worry about scurvy.
You also didn't get sick on the airship.
Yes, you didn't. So you were good.
Okay. Well, then at that point, I feel like he's like semi-scatterbrained, but I feel like he's kind of like wondering like how all of the rest of the party are going to like come together. Like at what point, like in the morning / like midday, we're all going to like...
Do you want to fish? I'm going to keep going back to that.
Do I want to fish?
You said that was the first thing that came to your mind. That's why I'm going to stick with it.
I can... I feel like it would be worth the attempt.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you kind of you see one of the crew members. This guy looks a little bit more of kind of like a brainy person. He's kind of has like a map, meaning like a little like tube on his back.
Okay.
And he's got like a compass kind of like dangling from a chain around his neck. And you stop him and he says, "Oh, hello there, friend. What can I do for you?"
Hi. Yes. Are you? Would you say that you're a pretty seasoned crew member on this?
Yes,
ship?
I'm the navigator. I've been around here for a while.
So you know the SS Nautilus and it's the areas it usually will go.
Oh yeah, I've been with this ship as long as I can remember. Yeah.
I had a quick question actually about the possibility and or not possibility of if fishing is ever attempted on the ship mid route.
People fish off the time. You got a couple crew members in the back there fishing. If you want to just go hang out with them, and they might have an extra rod. If not, there's some downstairs. You could get one in the main hull.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I think I will definitely do that.
Yeah, and if you need anything else, it's Petrin. I'm the navigator, so you come find me. I'm making sure that we get this place where we're going. So,
and what was your name, sir?
Oh, Petrin.
Petron.
One more time.
Pettorin. Petrin. And you kind of see he has like almost like these. They're almost pointed ears, but they're not. So it's kind of almost like rounded, but there's kind of like almost like it would come to a point. It's kind of elongated. And you get the sense that he's kind of like maybe a half elf or. So yeah, so you kind of follow his direction, and you find a few of the ship's crew kind of. As there's no need to like adjust the sails, there is a couple people that are kind of adjusting it as he needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a couple people off the back that are fishing.
I feel like before that though, I feel like I would like get a little bit curious and want to like kind of go down to like where he said the other like fishing rods might be, like in the you said the cargo area
in the hull.
I feel
yeah.
like I'd try to like sort of like not like investigate, but just like explore.
Okay. So you go to the hull first, and you look around. So go ahead and give me it'll be an investigation check because you're just kind of looking into things and looking around.
Okay. And my modifier for investigation is +2. So We have a 6 plus 2, so it's an 8.
Okay. You're kind of not sure where to go, to find things.
That would make sense for Lucio.
You're kind of just seeing a bunch of like cargo crates and barrels and different things. And you're kind of like looking back on the conversation you just had, and you're like, shit, you just head down here. I don't know where you're like looking around like where
and up above table, I like in real like myself would
Don't know how
definitely
ships
be
work.
the same kind of way.
I don't think any of us know how ships work, to be honest.
Well, just like the
We're
kind of like
winging
being
it.
directed to like, oh, go here and it'll be here. But then like going there and like just completely forgetting like where exactly they said it was and be like, oh, like like where did he say it was?
So I'm gonna say you stumble around for a little bit. You kind of are wandering a little bit and more aimlessly as well.
Yeah, like semi frustrated that I'm like, God, why did I not remember?
Give me a second investigation check as you kind of meander around underneath.
Okay.
I'm picturing them like running into each other at some point because they're both wandering.
Okay. So that's an 18 plus 2, so dirty 20.
So dirty 20?
Uh-huh.
Okay. You eventually, it's like out of a sheer, like you had gone around a corner, it was a dead end. You turned around and there was a barrel with like fishing rods like sticking in it.
Okay.
You had like just passed it. And you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And I feel like I'd be pretty specific to try and find the one that was like the least like old, like the least like used. Like I'd be really like sifting through the pile to
They
like
have
which...
like a bit of, there's like only like probably 3 or 4 in this barrel. They're just kind of like sticking arranged because they don't want to get like tangled. And plus because some of them are already in use. These are all pretty moderately well kept. Like people, like they've maintained them, wiped them off enough so that like the salt water doesn't rust any like the gears or the metal kind of housings on anything.
Yeah.
So they're all pretty moderately conditioned. So you take one? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you take one and are you going to go fish where the crew is or are you going to find a different spot?
I feel like, see, because I could go about this 2 ways. It's like if I wanted to have a better individual chance of actually catching something, I feel like I'd want to be by myself. But if I would want to like learn the etiquette as to like how to do that best off of a ship, I'd probably want to ask somebody.
Okay.
So I'll probably go to the crew
Yeah.
Has Lukiel ever fished in his life?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been like quite a while ago, like probably around his like
Like your parents took you fishing.
like late childhood to like early sort of like tween like age.
I have added basic fishing equipment to your inventory.
Okay.
So you head up to where this crew is. There's like kind of like 2 or 3 of them sitting up there. They have like a bucket of bait. They're kind of, and to Lukiel's surprise, they are literally just sitting on the back railing of the ship, and their legs are like hanging off the side, so they're just chilling, and they're not like worried at all, and they're just kind of like what is it, Tom Sawyer style, like just like fishing off the side, like. Or like the DreamWorks logo, where they're just like fishing off the moon.
Yeah.
They're literally just like they're just chilling. There's like no reservations.
Yeah.
And you walk over to them and they say, "Oh, what's up, man? Are you trying to get in on this? I see you got a fishing rod in your hand."
What do these men even do that they're just like out at sea and they're like, no, we have no responsibilities other than chilling and fishing?
Could be stowaways, mayhaps. Just on
Look,
the ship.
they've swabbed the decks. All right, these decks are clean. They get to have a little bit of
That's true.
We got a 4 days journey. There's only so much you can do on a ship.
Fair enough.
I'll give you that. An hour after sunrise.
I feel like
They got to work.
They got to do stuff eventually, but they're kind of just. And if anything, I'll do you one better. These are people that work in the kitchen, so they're trying to catch fish for a reason. So they are technically working.
Gotcha. So they know like the way to do.
They have
obviously
knowledge.
They've got to feed people on the ship with what they catch. So like they know like what. Okay.
Absolutely.
So, and I don't feel like anyone, not even like I don't think Lucio would have like noticed them being like within. I don't think we've even explored any part of the kitchen. Like Lucio specifically has not, so he wouldn't have made that connection.
They are. So they're not wearing like the stuff that the crew members are wearing. They have essentially like they're wearing the kind of like the tunics, but they have these like white aprons that are kind of dingy, like or like dirty, like they look like they're food stained kind of aprons.
Oh, so then he might put together that like they might be kind of that sort of. Okay, cool. Then I feel like he gets the notion that they're pretty seasoned with this and being like, he's comfortable with like, oh, like these guys could totally like.
Have you ever fished before?
As a kid, but not recently. Just was kind of looking to pick it back up, honestly, just to kind of pass the time while we're here. You guys are chill and cool. I feel like you might be pretty knowledgeable in giving some pointers to someone that's wanting to fish.
Yeah, get on up here. We'll take a try.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So you kind of like hoist yourself up and you kind of get on the railing.
Yeah.
I do want you to make an acrobatics check.
Okay, gotcha.
You got this.
Just to make sure your nerves are good and that you're not gonna,
well, this would be really telling.
Get a little uneasy.
Your acrobatics is
because
good.
my modifier is +7, so it's an 11 plus 18.
18. Okay,
Yep.
yeah. You get on up there. I mean, I would say you're like looking down, and it's definitely like a good, like 10 to 15 feet down to the water.
Yeah.
And again, the fishing rods you have, like it's a hefty spool of like, so it's not like the distance is going to matter.
Yeah.
So you get on up there, and the one guy's like, "Yeah, man, just grab some bait out of the bucket and just cast your line out there and just let it go. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna see there's the bubble will go under the water. You've done this when you were a kid. It's the same principle."
Lukiel's trying to like remember back, like trying to like regain like that muscle memory of like what it was like to cast a line.
Give me a history check.
Okay.
Did Lukiel bait his own hooks, or did his parents do it?
I feel like, well, yeah. I mean, there would have been a sort of an element of like, ooh, like this is kind of like when you put like a worm on a hook, it's like, it's like gross. It kind of would have had that same sort of like.
What was your
feeling.
history check?
Not good. It was an 8 + 2, so 10.
So 10.
Yeah.
So you're not. So you reach into the bucket of bait, and it's this is not like your traditional like just like worms and dirt.
Okay.
This is a little bit of like chum. Like it's definitely like some like meaty kind of like things that, like they're using like fish scraps to catch other fish or like big fish essentially.
Yeah.
So you kind of have a very like and I would think you trying to get it on the hook. You're like and the one guy's like, oh no man, here let me figure. Yeah, I'll show you. You got to stick it on like this, and he kind of like sticks it on, and it kind of like weaves through the hook, and it like sticks on. And he says, there, now you push the button on the thing, and you just hork it and see how far it goes.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't expecting this to be this, but yeah, thank you. We'll see what I have and see what I got, I guess.
And I will say, just give me a sleight of hand to get that good flick of the wrist.
Okay. Oh, good. 16 + 5, so 21.
21.
Yep.
21. Sorry, I was late.
Yeah, you kind of like, you give it a good, like, since you're a bard, you're very dexterous, you can kind of like...
Almost like in a showy demeanor. Sort of like
bloop, into the water, kind of like down far. And yeah, you just see it floating there, and we will pick back up on that in a second.
Okay.
Back to our scientists. Who's gonna? So you're gonna try to go in the box.
I'm gonna go in the box.
What are you wild shaping into?
So I've chosen my 4 forms finally. So
okay.
Because I only get 4 now per long rest. But I'm going to change into a spider because it will be the easiest to get in there.
Definitely the easiest to get in there.
Okay.
So my body contorts and goes, and it gets really small, and I grow 8 limbs.
And Ira's like sitting on the ground.
Okay. I would like Ira to make an Arcana check to see how confident she is that this is going to work.
Can I guide myself?
Sure.
Because I really want this to work. Okay.
Okay.
17 plus 7.
Yummy.
Okay, so a 24. So you're fairly confident that this box can do it. You've seen Ayumi at the Hop Hills.
Killian never told me it couldn't.
Yeah, you've seen Ayumi at the Hop Hills stick her head in the box, so you know that it's like possible to an extent of like other creatures entering, and
you are gonna have to wild shape again to get out of it.
You can see her tiny little head nod.
Okay, and Ira's like does not do spiders, so she's just
Okay, all right. Oh,
she's
good,
just like,
good.
please God, don't touch me, because I will smack you.
She gives you a salute with 3 of her legs.
So you crawl your way over to the box.
Equally.
And you kind of like crawl up the side to kind of go into it. And as you kind of reach the threshold of the box and you kind of dip, you almost like kind of like try to push your way in. It's like stepping your toes into water. You kind of like feel this like kind of almost like submersion kind of effect as it kind of ripples as you go into it. And give me, I want you. I would think this is an Arcana check just to see the like magic with magic intertwining and seeing how this plays out.
That is a dirty 20.
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Yes.
All right. You venture in, and now you essentially will be the only animal in this box, since Oyer is not in it in the moment.
Okay.
As you go into the box, you feel this like this rush, like this wave kind of like, again, it's like you're going into a pool. It's like this water just like feels like water hitting you, but you're not like submerging. So it kind of feels like this like weird feeling as you're sinking into it. And you find yourself in this large, open, wide kind of expanse as the noise from the ship and kind of it transitions into this different area. And you see that it is this like grassy kind of foresty kind of grove, but as your first leg kind of the spider hits the grass, it transitions to this kind of more like swampy type dense grove, more familiar with spiders like habitat type of like dense forest. And you feel that as you step into it, the environment changes to fit like the spider's like favorable environment.
So my head's looking down in this. I would assume I would see the environment change.
Yes, you do see the environment change.
I'm seeing so much with all my eyes.
Maybe you should, and Ira yells out in the box, maybe you should swap into a fox, see what happens?
I turn back into Eliana to see what happens.
Oh.
Okay, all right.
Am I going to implode this box?
This is going to get juicy.
Please don't.
So you wild shape back into Eliana.
Yeah. My leaves come back.
As
it's your neighborhood.
you kind of like...
No, that we fucked up.
Your mom walks out.
Bro.
Mom! The environment again, like switches, and it is now the, if I remember correctly, the Twilight domain of
Dayward.
the Dayward domain
Yeah.
of the Fey realm.
Oh my god.
So it is like the environment to which you grew up in, or like your quote unquote favorable environment.
This is actually so fucking cool.
And it's like rich fauna of like this exotic, like unlike the realm of Aarencia's like fauna in foliage.
Fauna or flora?
Both.
Okay, so there's other animals here.
But you hear other like, it's like again, it's this
It's like
own
simulated
ecosystem.
sounds.
It's essentially giving you the sense that this is an ecosystem. You don't see anything directly, but you notice that this is like, oh, okay, this sounds like home.
Does Stella eat things from the Feywild, Eliana?
Okay, I like one eye is out. I'm assuming the hole's like not super big.
So it turned into the Feywild, which is super cool because I know how to grow things in the Feywild. It's where I grew up with my family.
Is it gonna stay that like when all your goes in? Is it gonna?
I don't know how it interacts with more than one creature, but it seems to change according to the thing in it.
So you are, just to give you a bit of perspective, you're standing on the ground of this area, and you are, to speak to Ira, you are having to look directly up, and it's as if like really far in the sky, like almost like where the moon would be, is a hole that Ira is talking through. The sound is traveling fine, but it's just like you're, as far as like what you can see, is really far away.
Hi.
Is there anything down there that Stella can eat?
Make
I'm gonna look
a
around.
nature check.
Nature, yeah. Okay. Nature. Let's see.
I am so curious as to how you get out of this.
Yeah, me too.
It's fine. Let's see.
Well, one thing is Oyer could fly, so
That
Yeah.
is a. Where am I in life? That is a 15.
a 15. You're
I should have guided myself.
given that it's like your familiar environment, right? Like
Yeah.
the Dayward lands in the Faerun. You know what to look for. You kind of have an idea of the plant life and the things to find. You find this equivalent of kind of like growing near some trees. There is kind of sprouting out from the ground. It's this like lavender purple cluster of like berries. So essentially it's like this lavender colored blackberry bush. It's a bushel of like different, like it has this like lavender kind of hue to it. Almost looks like I guess like a pastel lavender. And it smells of sage.
Oh, okay. And I am just assuming that Eliana would know, since she like canonically knows a ton about herbs, that she knows like what's safe to eat, what's not safe to eat. Like
These
extent.
are the Dayward land equivalent of what is known as so it tastes and eats like a blackberry would. It kind of has that like that pitty kind of seedy thing, but it tastes like a cranberry mixed with rose.
Whoa, okay.
Hate everything about that. Cranberry was fine. You toss a rose in there. I'm like,
Maybe
It's like a subtle hint of rose. It's kind of like the aftertaste. But
maybe
yeah.
how it smells, but like in flavor. I don't know. I'm going to collect some berries and I'm going to put them in my backpack.
And these are known as brambleberries, by the way.
Brambleberries.
there's a real thing.
We can make them a
So
we can make them a thing.
It's a real thing in real life, but I'm just like colloquially calling them differently. I think.
It's a soap manufacturer.
Oh, okay. Well, then cool.
Whoa,
It's not
okay.
like an actual food, so that works out well.
there's also an ice cream, but
Not the soap.
anyways,
Kind of
No,
sounds
I
like it
could use
tastes
some.
like soap.
We're not
No, I'm
eating
just
out
kidding.
soap out here, bros.
And so you find some of those, and you kind of like foraged a little bit. I would be, so you kind of grab some of those, and you also find too, as you're kind of looking through this area, that there are kind of, I guess it's the equivalent of like a walnut tree, but it's not like literal walnuts. These are kind of like these hard encased walnut looking things that has like that soft kind of like stuff with the walnuts like inside, you know, like they look kind of like tennis balls, but they're not. But these are red. These are like these red soft things. And this is a sapnut tree. And the taste of like when you know from like again exploring your like the area around where you live and stuff, these are, when you crack them open, they taste like brown sugar. They're nuts that kind of have like this, like it's the texture of a nut, but it has a brown sugary taste.
oh wow. You said it was a sapnut tree?
Sapnut tree.
Hey, Ira, I'm finding some good stuff down here. My next curiosity is whether I can like foster a garden. Like if it changes between animals, I wonder if it will revert back to my version with additions of a garden.
How much time passed when she found the brambleberry bush
You're like,
and
I
the
left.
sapnut tree?
There was the inside. Again,
like 10 minutes,
to her,
15 minutes?
To her, it was about 10, 15, 20 minutes.
To me, it was...
like 2 seconds.
Yo. Well, Ira has the box. It's open, but she's walking over to like Jackson Cole.
Okay.
Am I talking super fast then to her?
No. It's
Okay.
the sound waves themselves are traveling in like it's almost as if as it exits, it like translates to like
Is magic.
translates chronologically.
Okay.
Okay. So you walk
Okay.
over to Jackson Cole.
Yeah. She doesn't know how long this is going to take, and she's doesn't want to rush Eliana, so it's like
She's like, this box is just coming with me.
it's
Okay.
it's kind of like a computer that's doing a software update. You don't want to walk away from it in case it implodes on itself, but
Yeah.
you also like kind of
Fair
want to
enough.
scroll through Instagram.
No.
So you walk over to him. You are going to try to make a garden.
Yes.
Okay. So do you have gardening supplies?
I do
you have
not.
farmer's supplies
I
or
do not. This was an initial investigation. I do not have the tools, but I will have the tools later.
give me a sleight of hand check as you dig a hole to plant a seed with your hand. Like kind of just like move some dirt and you plant a seed.
Yeah, the only thing I really have is an herbalism kit, but that's a
Okay.
natural one.
You
Her
as
hands
you,
fall off.
as you go to try to move the dirt, it's as if your hands are you're like you're like scooping into this.
Yeah.
Your fingers are like moving through sand. And so that the environment itself is almost like forms around your fingers, and then as you pull your hand out, it looks as if it was not touched.
Okay, I may need some professional tools for this sometime later. Okay.
Huh? What was that?
And I'm assuming I have also collected the
The sap
sap
tree.
nuts.
Yeah, you collected the sap nuts and the brambleberries.
What was that, Eliana? What'd you say? You were mumbling.
Oh, hi. So, just a second.
I'm gonna turn into I like how the thing that I prepared was a giant owl. So I don't know how the
Let's
fuck
go.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Okay.
How big is this hole? Tiny.
We'll shift into the owl and we'll find out.
Okay, I'm gonna shift into my giant owl form, and I'm gonna try and fly up toward the hole.
Question: how big is a giant owl?
Big.
So this,
Giant.
when you shift to this owl, the world around you shifts to these trees that are like as tall as like 6-story buildings.
Hell yeah.
They're like huge. It's a hyper dense forest. I would almost equate this to like the redwood forest in California.
Oh, yes.
It's dense. These trees are huge and thick. The air feels like there's a level of like almost like you can smell the wood.
So
the
good.
humidity. So you take off flight as the owl,
Yes.
and you notice that the hole is getting closer as you go farther in the sky. It's almost as if like you're heading towards like a branch that's far up, and the hole gets closer and closer, and it gets a little wider as you get closer to it. Kind of it's like almost like a point perspective as you're getting there. And as you kind of fly out, it's almost as if like you're passing through this like membrane again. It's like if you're coming out of a pool. It has like that level of like the salty air of the ship like hits you. It's kind of feels much cooler. It's like stepping out of like a cold pool and trying to get in, like, or stepping out of a hot tub and going into a pool. It's like that rush of temperature change as you like fly out of the box and kind of like make it out of and back onto the ship.
Can you refresh my memory as to, like, was this box given to you for all your?
Yes, it was. It
Specifically?
was made by Ira's mentor.
Yeah.
That Dawn has not met yet.
Yeah. But like
he-
specifically for
All
your
year.
hot owl.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was with us. Ira had adopted him, and he is a artificer. So he had crafted this custom Literally, he made it with a box of scraps.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So,
That is amazing.
In a
Like how we
cave.
see all the time. So I guess Lukiel as a character doesn't like know this, but like
No.
just like me, like it's almost seeming that the box, like the environment inside of the box, will shift depending upon what creature is inhabiting that box. So like since Eliana had turned into the giant owl, then everything in the environment shifted to where it was huge.
and then when Alyer goes in there, it shifts into something like Hop Owl Hills.
Sorry, I meant to say giant eagle. Whoopsies.
Oh,
Oh,
A giant
this-
owl
this-
is much more terrifying.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
seriously.
squawk makes more sense with the giant eagle that I made.
Okay, but my question is, what the flying?
What do you mean?
Is the only way to exit to fly out of said box?
fucking guess
don't
so.
know.
That's
the
what
way
I'm
that works so
curious
far.
about. And what if Alyer like hurts himself and then he has to go in the box and then
Oh, Ira will
He
figure it
can't-
out. Don't worry.
he can't exit?
Don't worry.
My curiosity is piqued.
Okay.
Has Dawn found any coins? Or is she still looking for coins?
I feel like at this point that like I would think that you guys are having this conversation. So like Dawn has like walked over and seen this fucking giant owl fly out of the box, which is what made like Dawn be like, "What the hell?"
So, yeah. Were you successful? Did you find anything?
I do a lap around in the air before I land, and then I turn back into Ellen. Like my leaves, like go, and they go out and they flutter and then they settle down.
So, making a garden may be challenging. It was like the environment wasn't really, it was like shaping almost to my hand, like it wasn't having an impact. But I'm thinking maybe if I try using some gardening tools, that might help. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I could, yeah.
Were you able to find what you were looking for Stella?
Yes, I found these berries. They're brambleberries, and also I found some sap nuts. So they're native to the Feywild where I'm from.
I was gonna say I've never heard of those in my life.
Yeah.
don't know what they are.
We have an exotic environment back home.
I wonder what would happen if you dropped her in there. Like what environment it would like transform into. We don't have to find out right now. We can do that later. But
Yeah.
I look around for Stella.
You're like,
Hey, Stella. Do you want to try looking in a box? That sounded weird. Do you want there's this box. And
it's a magical box.
It's a magical box, and it'll turn into kind of your home, I guess. If you go inside it.
She is looking up at you, kind of. She like smells like what's in like your pouch and is kind of like nudging her nose again, like to your like kind of like the.
Oh yeah, I
food.
have these for you too. Here, you can take one of these berries.
And eats the berries and is kind of like looking back up at you again. Is like for more. Like it's like that was good. She enjoys it.
Does Eliana have to cast Speak with Animals with Stella, or because her other form is human, you don't have to?
I still have to, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can only understand Stella when she's in the without having to do that when she's in her
Yeah.
human form.
Okay, I wasn't sure if Stella could understand all that about the box.
Oh, I don't know.
Hard to say.
Okay.
How's Dawn reacting to all of this?
Originally, I had said all of that above table, but
Ira can fill you in.
yeah.
Ira's filled you in.
'Cause I actually,
Easy enough.
I think I want to find Jack's ways.
Okay.
So Ira is standing with Jax.
yeah.
While all that was
Yeah.
happening, she'd made her way over.
So it makes sense that you would have headed over in that direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that sounds good. That sounds good.
All right. So you're looking for Jax. And
She's found him.
and you see him and he's like, you see Cole kind of like in like small like squirrel like is like kind of like doing like this like punch like left and right kind of motions and kind of like doing like a kind of like a kick like thing.
Dawn is like, Cole, that is exactly what I was thinking. Jax, you want to work on some sparring?
I mean, if I mean, if you can handle it.
Yes, I can handle it.
Dear, don't kill her.
I mean, I'll try not to.
Dawn genuinely wants to she's very impressed by Jack's ability to throw a punch and just beat the shit out of all these people. And so she wants to try and learn a little bit about that.
Okay. So you kind of you and Jack's kind of like nods to Cole, and he essentially flies over and if I would think Oyr's on your one shoulder, Cole like lands on your other one.
Oh, okay.
And
He doesn't hate me
Why would he hate you?
because I'm not Jax.
That's a
and
good
so
point.
you he kind of like you guys move away from kind of everything, and you kind of get into this like small little clearing area kind of towards the front of the ship. And it's like the front, like, because like, you know how like the ships like kind of curve in the front, and then there's like this like the mast that kind of goes off forward in front of it. I don't know if it's called the mast or not, but and so yeah, so he kind of like puts his like fists up, and he kind of says like one of those like, all right, let's go.
That makes me so nervous.
Go ahead and roll for an unarmed strike.
$14.
14. I mean, he's wearing his armor, so that does not hit. So you kind of like, take this massive like swing with this like heavy fist of yours, and he very quickly like kind of goes back, and then in a quick, you see his hand like kind of like light up with like this blue energy, and he kind of like swifts back, and he hits. He goes to hit you. Natural one, he misses. So it hits the side, but you see it kind of like goes like he kind of like aims upward, and it goes like past your face, and you feel this like breeze hit you in the side of the cheek as he kind of goes up, and then while you're kind of like you feeling the breeze and you doing that, and you all of a sudden right in the other side of your face with his left, because he rolled a 16 plus 9, so that is a 25. And and that one hits you square in the jaw, and because he kind of almost like did it to distract you, and then like hit you again, and then his other hand kind of like lights up blue as well, with this like energy kind of like coursing through like the tattoos on his hand. It's a bit of like this like almost like it looks like there's energy kind of like fire kind of like closely kind of going around his hands, and the purple of his eyes kind of lights up just a little bit, and he uses a key point to flurry of blows, and that's a 20 to hit and a 28 to hit. So you kind of he does this thing where he kind of smirks and then like does 2 body blows and like hits you in the chest.
Woof. I want you to know that when you described us walking up to the ship, I just went ahead and clicked on my HP like area just to get it ready to take some massive hits.
Are you raging for this fight?
No.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 30 points of bludgeoning damage.
Woo! Sick.
That's a 15 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5.
He's using his tattoo.
No, that's not with the
What?
That's not with the tattoo.
Okay, now you know why Don was like, let's fight some. I wanna learn some shit.
Whoa.
Do you rage at this point?
No. Don does not rage.
Okay.
Because Don's not here to hurt him. She wants to get in a fight with him to learn and see what he's all about, and raging just feels so volatile.
Yeah.
Does Drax give Dawn like pointers? Like an Obi-Wan
He's just beating the
Anakin like
shit out of
sparring like chimes in?
He says, rookie mistake. You gotta keep he's like, you gotta lock in.
I wish Cole was on your shoulder right now. Is Ira there?
Yeah, I'm there.
They're
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah,
Does
I'm
Cole
right
say
there.
anything?
I mean,
You have to cast speak with
I mean,
animals.
can't speak with
I
animals.
can't hear it. I'm just curious in general. He's
kind of like jumping like kind of like almost mimicking Jax's like punches.
so cute.
And he says, "Come on, try again."
Okay.
All right, so roll.
So
for
she
that.
shakes out her shoulders and like shakes out her fist and she's like, you know, like she gives a little shake, like she's got hit in the face pretty hard. She's trying to shake it off a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 10.
Does not hit.
What? Big surprise.
So you kind of like you square out to try to like anticipate his movements, and it's quick. It's a lot of nimble like movements and kind of sidestepping.
Yeah.
And he holds it. He's gonna hold his action. He's like, no, come on, like really try.
Damn. Really try.
Can I cast guidance?
Sure.
Yeah. So
Love.
add a d4.
Yeah.
What did you roll?
I can't take myself seriously. I rolled a 4, and then guidance was +1, and that's all +7. So 12. I think I got a 11, 10, and 12 now.
Hey, look at that! You're going, at least
look
going
at
up.
that.
It's getting better.
Growing up.
So he like moves again, and it's like so quickly, like he does like one of those like spin moves where it kind of like moves, and he looks at you and he says, "You need to like focus and really try and hit me. Don't think about anything that you're trying to work through that's prevalent on your mind. Any emotions, take the emotions out of it. I know that's hard for you to do, given what your fighting style is. But if you want to learn a different one, you need to like take a breath." And he goes, "Try again."
She takes a big breath. She doesn't want to rage, even though she's like, you know, getting a little flustered.
Yeah,
But she's
yeah.
like, nope, I'm not gonna rage. I'm not here to murder him, and I'm here to learn. Are you kidding me?
What did you roll?
It was a 4 and a 1 again. Different dice.
Wow.
So another 12. It's at this point,
Comical.
So Jax kind of smirks again, and so that is a natural 20, a 9 plus
no
9,
way.
which is an 18.
Oh my gosh.
And then so he kind of says, and like hits you, like he's going for body blows, so he's trying to stay away from hitting you in the face again. But he's kind of like kind of hits you twice, like in the gut, and it like it doesn't like. It's almost like when you crack, like, you know, like if you spread your ribs too far, you feel like a little bit of a crack. It doesn't like break anything, but you feel a little bit of like a pressure.
Pop. Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Offsets your chakras.
that's going to be
Dawn would have no idea.
25 more points of bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
Woo!
And we're just sitting here having a conversation about gardening while we're watching.
And Lukeil is just fishing on the back of the ship.
And then you see his eyes kind of like
Verity's looming.
glow, like the flint of purple again. And he says, "You need to focus." And he's going to flurry of blows again. And that is a 25 and a 16.
Oh my gosh.
16.
No, that
The second
doesn't
one's
hit.
16. So the second one doesn't hit.
Ah.
So
Does Dawn? Does that have anything to do with Dawn?
just hold on.
Okay.
Let me cook.
Cook.
And then
Go on.
So that's 18 more points of bludgeoning damage. Excuse me. No. Sorry. Take that back. It's 12.
Thank God.
So he hits you with the first one, and then as he kind of goes to hit you with the fourth one, that's when you kind of like move. You finally start to see like a pattern, and you're anticipating his movements a little bit more in this moment. Give me another roll for a strike.
I don't want to.
Cross your fingers.
Come on, Don.
I am rolling this bad boy so hard right now.
Ira's
like, I'm just going to keep shaking it until I feel confident.
Ira's just constantly like coming forward and tapping on the shoulder to give her guidance. She's
Yep.
Like, hey,
Yep.
hey.
Oh, do you give me guidance too?
No, I am.
Oh, no, Ira.
Oh, never mind.
Eliana's
to
just
make yours
watching
like
at this point. Like,
Dawn needs so much guidance.
I'm cringing. I'm
Okay.
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 Okay. Okay. Okay. 22.
that hits.
Ah, thank God.
So as he goes to hit you and you kind of move, you like swing downward and it connects finally. And it's almost like it's like punching straight downward into his chest. And go ahead and roll for that damage.
Oh gosh. It's
Oh,
gotta be a
it's
lot
just
'cause
It's just an
7.
unarmed strike.
Yeah, it's just 7.
So it's just
7.
straight 7. There's no
straight,
pluses
yeah,
or nothing.
Yeah, straight
Okay.
7.
Okay, so he takes 7 points of bludgeoning damage. As you're like kind of massive, like almost like boulder fist, like hits him straight in the chest, and he almost like has this moment, like almost like anime, like slide back, where his like feet kind of like slide on the deck a little bit. He said, "See, good."
Do it again. He could use it. It's good for him.
You got
He
2
doesn't lose enough.
You got 2 attacks as a barbarian.
Yeah, you do have 2 attacks, so roll for the second one.
Ira's just like the referee, like just going in and out.
Heyo.
It's like, I'm gonna need you to go to your separate corners.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah.
28.
Okay,
Ooh,
so you land the second one and it hits, and he slides back and he says, "See," and then you immediately kind of just like jump and then like do another like
Oh my
like almost like in a quick swift like move. You kind of go to hit him again and it hits, and so it's 7 more points of bludgeoning damage he takes, and he kind of like wipes his chin. He's like, "Good."
Can I add that Dawn jumps up, punches him, and does not land on her feet. She barrel rolls to the ground, but she
Okay.
does not barrel roll to like a squat and then stands. No, she barrel rolls to lay on the ground.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're hurting.
Dawn is hurt. She's very hurt. So that she
When you
Yeah.
said
she gets
barrel
her
roll,
blow with all she got, and then she's just
when you said barrel roll, I imagine like you would have rolled and then like done one of those stances where you're like on one knee with like your fist like on the ground.
Oh,
like,
that is-
epically.
that is so much more epic than she is right now.
Yeah, because yeah.
No, she has 26 hit points left out of her 93.
Yummy.
So
Okay.
Jax is fucking insane.
I know.
I gotta look at that build sometime. Holy shit.
I had Ben help me a little bit.
I know. I'm just curious.
Oh, you know.
I'm like, ooh, what's going on?
So yeah. So, and he says, "Have you had enough?"
for today.
And he puts his hand out to kind of like pick you up off the ground.
Great. She accepts it.
You hear like like the clap of the hands. He like kind of like picks you up off the ground. He says, "No, you did good. You did good.
Yeah.
You're learning. And look, you didn't even have to get angry.
Exactly.
It's progress."
She like holds her like her side and like
Do you need
Starts
some
to, like-
medical attention?
walk off.
It's like a no, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. No, she's like she's like grace, quote unquote, trying to gracefully walk away.
And while Dawn does that, Ira comes up behind her and just like puts her hand on her back, tells her that she did a great job, and without telling Dawn,
Lay on
because she knows that she won't take it, gives her 30 points of lay on hands.
Okay.
30 points.
All right. So add 30 points to your HP. So you feel like when she like that good job and the hand hits you and you're like,
All of a sudden, I feel a little bit better.
yeah, I did do a good job. All right.
I
A little bit of
do a good
vitality
job,
hits you.
didn't I?
Verity, do you notice any of this commotion across the boat?
I do, but I just sit there and just silently laugh a little bit. And just when she sees like Dawn just like fall, you fell on your back, or how did you fall again?
Like when I barrel rolled?
Yeah.
Yeah, fell and barrel rolled to lay down.
Yeah. Barry just goes, same.
Same.
Mood.
Back to Luke Heel.
Luke Heel.
So I'm gonna pull up something.
I want to be a fisherman.
Let's see.
Shout out Les Claypool and Primus.
All right. I have a D100 table of fishing in the sea. So I'm going to roll a D100
Oh, okay.
to see.
Should I ready a
what you catch.
D100?
You're going to need to ready your D20 because you're going to need to make a sleight of hand to reel this in.
Okay.
Bro, what if you roll like a great white shark?
That'd be sick.
All right.
Oh, I hope not. Wow. Wouldn't that be a freaking catastrophe?
So, give me
Uh-huh.
a sleight of hand.
Okay. Ooh. 6 plus 5, 11.
11?
Sleight of hand.
All right. You're going to need to make a strength check as
Yes.
you're trying to like reel this in.
Okay. Oh, so it's okay. I see where this is going. Wow.
Strength will just be the.
Is that my +2
Yeah.
on my
Yeah.
sheet here?
Yeah.
It would
Okay.
be.
Oh boy, it's a it's an 8.
It's an 8.
Uh-huh.
Okay. This is
Yep.
giving you a bit of a tough time.
Yeah,
a
it
bit of a
is.
tough time.
Yep.
And the two crew are there with you is like, hey man, come on, you got it, you got this, bring it in. It's
Yeah.
like you got this, bro. Do it again. And give me another sleight of hand and
Okay.
another strength.
Okay.
Ayo.
Sleight of hand is a natural 20.
Okay, nice.
Um,
So
and
you
then-
kind of like pull it back really hard,
Yeah.
and now give me the strength to get that reel in.
Okay. Strength. Oh, it's another 8.
It's another 8. You can see that it's getting closer.
Okay.
The boat moving is giving you a bit of a like kind of counter drag.
Yep.
So you're kind of reeling this in, and it's getting close. It's getting close.
Okay.
And give me another sleight of hand.
Okay. Sleight of hand.
With that natural 20, you're getting close.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty confident on that one. Ooh, there goes the confidence. Because it was a nat 1.
That one. So you you feel the like as you kind of pull back the reel of it kind of like starts to kind of like go backwards. So you're kind of like losing it a little bit.
No.
I'm gonna have you make a sleight of hand check, and this is to grab onto the reel and to get it to stop spinning and trying to like counter pull it back. Again, it's like wrist movements.
Gotcha. Okay, sleight of hand. Oh my god. Keep rolling 6s. It's an 11.
It's an 11.
Oh my god.
So you catch it.
I feel like it's just a lack of confidence.
You're
Like,
starting
I'm
to
just
go
not-
back, and the crew's like, "No, man, you got this. Come on, bro." Just and they start. So they're starting to like grab like on your back to hold you from falling, like going forward.
Okay.
So you, I'm gonna give you a +5 to your strength when you do this. So go ahead and
okay.
make a strength check,
Okay.
and the crew member's gonna give you like a +5 bump.
Is that
I
on
was
top
gonna
of
say,
the
I was like,
+2?
are they just standing there not helping?
they're gonna help you now. Yeah, yeah.
Is that on top of the +2?
Yeah, yes.
So it's like in addition. Okay, so
yeah,
plus
because they're
7.
helping pull you
Yay.
with it as well.
Oh. Well, I needed it because it was another 6. So 6 plus that. So a 13.
That-
So 13.
God.
Are you
dude.
spinning your dice?
This is also
That's
a
also with my
demon
dice
fish.
too.
Oh, he's using your dice.
Yeah.
Like
Are you spinning your dice?
Well, with one of them, I got a nat 20 on sleight of hand.
So you're pulling this in. You're pulling this in, and the guys are kind of like helping you. They're like, "Oh, this is gonna be a big one, bud.
Uh-huh.
Come on, give it the good hole. Give me a sleight of hand to kind of
it a
like
good
really crank. Give it a good heave ho, and he cranks on the reel.
What are we cranking?
All right.
Oh my God! It's a nat 1.
He goes overboard.
No way.
It's at that moment the reel snaps.
Oh no!
The line snaps. You just have to like rehook it and stuff. The line snaps, not the reel. But the line that's like you're pulling on kind of like breaks.
So I have to like rehook it and like do a whole like
You will have to
rebait and
rehook it. Yeah.
Oh man.
So give me a. You're gonna do a performance check.
Okay.
You're gonna do that to tie the hook.
Oh, my performance is great. It's good. It's plus 11. So
Okay.
so yeah, 11 plus 12, so 23.
Okay. So you successfully like tie it. You're good at tying knots.
Yep.
You get the hook back on it. You make like you grabbing the gross bucket again. You kind of you remember what he did, and you kind of put the way.
Yeah.
Give me a sleight of hand to cast her back out.
Oh, okay. 11 plus 5, so 16.
With a 16, it goes bloop, into the water.
Okay.
And it's kind of like all right, give me a sleight of hand.
Oh boy, that was quick. Okay. Oh. That is a 9 plus 5, 14.
Okay. Okay. So it's just what rolled on this D100 table is kind of funny. So
okay.
so
shit.
so okay. So you're reeling this in, and it's getting closer, and it's like you're gonna do it. So give me another sleight of hand.
19 plus 5, 24.
24. So the guy like kind of like the guys kind of like grab you at this point to kind of like give you another heave again, and you're like really reeling this in, and you see flying out of the water is this like it's like a small man in a diver suit just
What?
like flies out of the water.
Whoa.
And you
Makes
see,
sense why I needed so much strength, because he's probably heavy as hell.
and you see like he like kind of flies up out of the water but doesn't get like up to where you are. He kind of is still at the ground.
Yeah.
And he's like at the surface kind of just like sitting there, and he kind of like opens the like hatch and saying, "What are you doing messing with my dive? Got to get out of here, get this fucking," and he like swats at your like line away from him and like kind of like unhooks it from his like thing, and he like pulls it away. And he has like, you see like this hose like connected to his dive helmet, and he kind of like goes like kind of like shuts it and goes back underwater.
Wow.
Can I? In my head, like his accent is so thick that you can't understand him. Like it's almost like he's speaking in a different language. Like he's just being like "fuck you," but like you don't know what he's saying.
It says that it's a gnomish tinkerer while extremely irritated about having the test of his new diving suit interrupted. If placated, that he can quickly repair or improve equipment at reasonable prices, but he like shoves you off and kind of goes back under the water.
I'm just picturing that Irish man video where he's like speaking and you cannot understand anything he's saying.
I feel like Luke Heel just kind of stood there frozen for a second, like.
And then the
and then I slowly turn over to like the guys.
Like, I didn't know people were diving out here. That's crazy.
They just give like a shrug. They're like, "Oh,
like,
yeah," because
I don't think I've ever seen that kind of stuff before, man. It's that's a good crazy catch you got there. That's okay. That's a wild one for sure. That's a gonna. They're kind of like holding in laughter a little bit just because it's like it seems odd, but it's kind of relatively funny that it happened.
Luke just says, "Thanks." Yeah, I don't see any other vessels out here besides ours, so that was definitely a little bit strange.
so funny."
He had that. He had that air hose attached to his
he did
his thing. But
he did. Yeah,
it's great. I wonder how far if we're out in the middle of fucking this water. I don't know.
Well, I think I'm gonna try to reattempt to try and catch something a bit more usual.
Okay.
Than a man.
So you throw some more, so like a little bit of chum on there.
Does that mean the diver man is a catch?
Oh, the guy's a catch.
What a catch!
Go ahead and sleight of hand it again.
Okay. Oh, not good. It's it's an 8.
You go to like, fuck! You hear like across the boat, somebody like you caught somebody's ear.
And that one should be he puts the hook in his own ass.
Yeah. So the guy like
Lucille's like, oh my god.
So the guy's like takes the hook off. It's like, and he kind of like flips you off, and he kind of like goes back to like messing with one of the ropes on the side of the boat.
And Lucille starts, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I haven't done this in a while. And it's just like, he's like, okay, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and like just not try to.
one more cast, and then we will move on.
I believe in you, kind of.
Sleight of hand. Give me that good sleight of hand.
Okay. It's a 19.
Okay. So you, boop. And so you reel it in. Give me a sleight of hand to reel it in.
Okay. That is a dirty 20.
Nice. All right. So a dirty 20.
And would I have to add strength too, for reeling it, or is it just strictly sleight of hand?
Just strictly sleight of hand.
Okay.
I'm gonna re-roll that because the thing really kind of only goes up to 56 for some reason.
Even though it's supposed to be 100.
And it's supposed to be 100, but it like goes like it's like -1, -2, -3, -4, -6, -7, -8, and then it goes to 86. I'm like, what the fuck kind of table is this?
Bruh.
Okay. Give me another sleight of hand as you're reeling it closer.
Okay. That is a 24.
24.
Uh-huh.
You kind of reel it, reeling it in. I'm gonna need you to make a strength check to pull it up straight out the water and kind of head towards you.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give you that +5 again because the guys are helping you.
So +5 +2, so +7. Okay. That is 22.
Okay. As like this like swoosh, like splashes out of the water, you see this like crazy like 3-foot long pink and blue gray like eel like creature.
Whoa.
As you're kind of like it's like squirming around. It has like fleshy fins, fleshy whiskers kind of on its head and loose kind of like skin.
Ew.
Did
you say fleshy?
Yeah, fleshy. It's like I guess like blubbery kind of like wet skin. It's got like it's very slimy and its mouth is kind of puckered into like this it says its mouth is puckered sphincter with a toothy vertical jawbone tucked within, and it kind of writhes as it's like trying to get away. And you bring it up and it kind of like flops and it's like flopping around on the deck. The guys are like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, get the net. Give me a strength check.
So it's just a +2.
And the guys are still helping you. So
okay, so plus 7.
Please.
Want to say it's
cocked.
Is it cocked?
It's cocked.
Oh,
Roll
shit.
it again if it's cocked.
Damn it.
He didn't want it to be.
Okay, that's fine. 17.
17. So that passes the thing, and you keep it on the boat. You're able to kind of keep it contained.
Yeah. I feel like I'm just in shock. Like I've never seen anything like this before.
Give me a nature check.
Whoa. Okay.
How big is it?
It's a 3-foot long.
3 foot.
That's huge.
Oh,
and
it's
gross.
it's an 8.
It's an 8.
Nature check.
You recognize this to be a common hagfish.
Okay.
And the crew is like, "Oh, this is gonna be great. Let's get it down to the cook. He's gonna love it."
Oh, Lucille does not like the way this thing is looking. Oh God!
Looked it up
You
on
look-
his browser.
Holy!
I want to do that.
Do not. If you want to Spare yourself the nightmare. Yeah.
Looks like a really smooth turd in the morning.
I would imagine that everyone listening is like Google, like if you don't know what the
a common hagfish.
Hagfish.
I'm not gonna Google.
Yeah, it's something where
demon.
it looks pretty creepy. It's like
Alien.
It's
Are
really
these the aliens the government's telling us live in the ocean?
they're like no, trust me. Brubzal can make this into a really good sushi. You can cut it up. It's gonna be like nigiri. It's great.
Okay.
And so they kind of like, you see the two guys walk off kind of with the eel and head off towards the kitchen.
Gosh, I mean,
Did you catch our dinner, Lukiel? What was that?
oh, did the rest of the people, like the party, like notice that?
Did you hear?
I don't think I saw all of it, but I'm pretty sure I would have seen the ruckus of it.
Give me a perception check, yeah.
Because
Coming
y'all are
up
on
on
like
the
the
thing.
deck, but I'm like on the back of the ship, so I'm like kind of a bit of a ways away.
Not that big of a ship. You said a perception?
Yeah, make a perception check.
I retract all of that. It's a natural one.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
you given
I am
like,
enthralled by this conversation about gardening.
given the masts, the railings, the like steering wheel and things like that
The
are kind
steering
of like
wheel?
the like whatever it's called. I think it's a steering wheel. I don't know. I don't know nautical
I don't
terms.
know.
Boats.
It's like they're off towards the back, so it's kind of a lot of stuff
Okay.
obstructing your view.
Be kind of like the captain's cabin almost area. If it's
Yeah,
like
like
a
on top of it, yeah.
traditional kind of ship.
Yeah. So we are gonna do a bit of a time jump. So it is the first kind of evening, and
Post eel nightmare.
and honestly, it cooked up into a nice food. You guys tasted it. There was like a nice sauce kind of mixture that for like that you dipped it in. It actually tasted like pretty like a nigiri sushi. It was
Like an eel sauce.
yeah, it was an
Okay.
eel sauce. Yeah.
Eel sauce for
Okay.
the eel.
It was, and it's like it just tasted like a normal eel, even though it looks like horrifying. He was able to like prepare it, cook it, like remove any of the like nasty like things that would cause it to be.
Well, Keel's never had eel, so this is like almost like he's like still in shock that this is like what he caught, but he's like, I mean, yeah, it's pretty dang good.
The first night goes well. The weather and stuff stays pretty good.
Oh, it's gonna be cold though.
It does. It drops down into bit to the
Oh,
30s, so you guys
yeah.
kind of tuck way back into your guys' kind of like the
that-
cargo area where you are, and kind of hunker down for the evening. And you wake up to the next day, another like a beautiful day. It is sunny. With a high of 59. The air is still going about 1 to 3 knots, so you guys are still making pretty good time as far as traveling is concerned. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do this day?
Verity would like to teach Ira sign language.
Awesome.
Only Ira?
Anyone else who would like to join, but she definitely teaches you.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm curious as to, or I guess, as player, not character, would be curious to if this would add that as a language to our
so
languages.
the
I
way
don't think
that-
one lesson would.
What this is going to do is it's going to put that language on your character sheet. However, as you go to like either communicate in sign language, it is going to be a performance check to see if the things you retained or how well you've learned the things you're trying to communicate.
So I definitely will want to then.
And as far as like understanding it, it will be a history check. So there
Okay.
will be some checks involved as you kind
Cool.
of get used to it. You're going to have to.
Okay.
The thing is, though, is there will need to be some practice for me to give you like
Right.
a quote unquote proficiency in
Right.
this.
Yeah.
So the performance check will have a very steep DC as you first start learning this, and then
Okay.
it will gradually go and be lighter to a point where it doesn't happen. But yeah.
And I will say too, Verity chooses the words boss and listening, and she emphasizes that a lot. So she makes sure that they have that under their belt.
Okay.
It's Ira to Verity. Why those words?
Those are the ones. And Jax chimes in at this moment. He says those are the ones she signed the other day.
Would Ira have understood them as
The
those
other
words
day,
yet?
no.
Jax did.
The other
though.
day, no.
Jax did though. He speaks. He is proficient in sign language.
So I would assume that would Jax ever relay that to Ira?
I don't think so. It's something where like it's one of like it's Verity's business. He wouldn't.
They're also
'Cause-
working on their
'cause we're-
communication.
Was that you as like Ira asking why
Yeah.
those words? Okay, because I'm like confused if there's like
Nope, that was Ira.
because I'm like would it have been in sign language? Would you have understood those
No.
yet?
No, she's telling.
I didn't know that.
Verity's
to us.
telling you what those
Yeah.
mean. She's like doing the hand
Right now.
signals
Yeah.
and then telling you. Yeah.
Yeah, Verity is currently teaching you those words specifically.
Oh, so okay,
and
so
other words
there's
as
like a
well, but-
verbal element too of like this is like
Well, he's telling us, or she's telling us like what she's doing, and then she's telling us what they mean.
Yeah.
It's like if you learn like Spanish, I'm not just gonna start speaking to you in Spanish. I'm gonna make like an English correlation to what this word is,
Mhm.
so you understand.
But there's like a verbal element with like the actual
Yeah,
like
so-
the signing
Yes.
of
So
okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
Verity actually knows she's gonna do the signs right now.
For example, if you make a C with your dominant, a lot of times it's the right. So you make a C, you close it, you open it back up, and you want to do that twice. That means boss or coach in ASL.
Not
I
coach.
guess the
so
main
funny.
the main thing like it wasn't like it was more or less like if Ira was being verbally told whilst also being shown the sign like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was okay.
Yeah, that's what's happening. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Verity's showing me right now. Lukiel, do you want to join in on this?
I can teach you.
We're all in like a semicircle, just like
Crisscross applesauce.
crisscross applesauce, learning sign language.
Dawn
Yeah.
has taken both of her hands and started imitating what a crab does. She's just like, crab, crab, crab.
You're getting it. You're getting it.
Does it mean different things if it's like in a different orientation?
Yes, you definitely want to make it like a
Okay.
C,
Like a backward C?
or like. Just like trying to like.
I guess
wait.
it's a forward C to someone looking
Yes,
at you.
that's exactly right.
but it's a backward C to you.
Yes.
If you make your one C close its mouth and your other C close its mouth and put them together, it makes them kiss.
Verity laughs at
Okay.
that.
Does that mean anything? What she just did? Does that mean anything?
Does that mean something?
Player Verity player Sarah does not know. I am also currently learning ASL for this.
What's listening?
Listening, I do know listening. Okay.
Listening.
So basically you want to take your hand, right?
Yes.
You're going to bend the pinky and the ring finger.
Yes.
You'll take your other two, they'll be straight up.
Uh-huh.
And then your thumb.
Your
Your
thumb.
thumb you're going to put all the way up to your, like the bottom of your earlobe.
Okay.
And then your index and middle finger, you're going to bend down twice.
Like air quotes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's listening.
Okay.
So you put it together.
Fuck, sorry, that was not Eliana saying.
So you put
My
those-
brain like malfunctioned and I tried to do it, and like my fingers aren't working.
Oh, you're.
And,
I can't-
and Jax is looking at Ira, and he goes like this, and he goes, "This is I love you."
Oh.
And she just like turns around. It's this like weird like, thing.
Dawn does her kissing thing again.
You got the right idea there.
Dawn does do it, though. She
Okay.
does sign that she can do it.
As you guys are learning this, I would think, is there anything else you want to teach them that? And again, you don't necessarily have to do it physically, but if there's any other words you like to teach them, I'll make them do some performance checks to see if they retain them.
The only thing that's coming to mind is not gonna help at all, but it's the what you doing?
Okay.
What
Yes.
it's slang
What you do?
according to the book. I'm
Okay.
not-
That's fine. Yeah.
like it's just
So it's mini crabs.
So it's mini crabs.
it is mini crabs. And you just do
So
it.
can I do
Some
this when
severe
you like
C.
space out and you looked horrified?
Yeah. I'll know without
what you doing?
Is it
That's
with,
actually really funny because you say that all the time.
is it with both?
You look at us all the time and you're like,
what
what
It
you
is with
doing?
both hands.
You know?
I just can't do it with
You
the
know how you do
microphone in
that?
my hand.
That's so
Fair
funny,
enough.
actually. That would
Okay.
make sense that you would know how to say that in sign language. You need to look at Verity and be like, what you doing? Because you say that so much.
Yeah.
In this time and space, Dawn wanted to do this yesterday a little bit, but she got the shit beat out of her, so she didn't feel up for it.
You guys will all also obviously mark long rests off. You guys have all rested in the.
Oh, I already did. Yeah, I needed that. Dawn wants to make little hay dolls for everybody.
Aw.
That like look
Aw.
like they don't look like them, but she crafted each one and is like, this is Verity.
Okay.
And they're actual shite because they're made out of hay and Dawn's fingers are too big.
Go ahead and make a performance check for me,
She do
please.
got big fingers.
And,
Unless she rolls
all
really
of
well,
our
then
people, this will be before you do the hay dolls. I need Ira, Nina, or excuse me, Ira,
Yeah.
Dawn, Eliana, and Lukiel to make performance checks as far as their.
Oh, for the
yeah.
fingers.
27.
27. Nice,
25.
nice.
Dirty
Wait,
20.
no, I'm a liar. 19. I was looking at my perception.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
16.
16. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I will. I'm adding the sign language to all of your character sheets as we speak.
Woot.
I forgot that we canonically said that Dawn has hot dog fingers
That's pretty
like
funny.
sessions ago.
I also had a terrifying thought pop in my mind when Jax taught Ira how to say "I love you," of it being just an absolutely heartbreaking moment later.
Bro,
What? What do you mean?
say that.
What?
I mean,
Oh.
oh, you know,
Like retrospect.
it's like a scene in a movie.
Gross. I don't even. Now I'm thinking about it.
Okay, so you now will make a performance check for your hay dolls.
My hay dolls.
Hey, doll.
As to be expected, it is a 13.
Ooh.
13.
Yeah,
Okay.
that checks out with
So you're gonna make 5 of them.
my
Oh
love
my
and my
So-
fingers.
God, yeah.
Make another performance check. So which one? Which one? Okay, so the one you just rolled, who was that?
Oh, who? Oh.
Yeah, which one was that? And you rolled a.
Yeah, you
what
should
was it?
decide them
What was the
before you roll,
again?
and then be like,
It was a 13.
13. Okay, and who is that?
Eliana.
Me.
Okay, it looks like shite.
Nice.
I don't expect it to look any.
You
more
try
than
to take
shite.
like some seaweed off like the side of the boat and make the green like hair from when you first met her, and you like
Now it just smells bad.
it just kind of has a little bit of a smell to it.
who's
Yeah.
who's the next one you're making?
Yeah.
The next one I'm making is Verity.
Okay.
Ooh, that rolled around for a long time.
Saw that.
Dawn does not get better.
What was the roll?
The roll is 12.
12. So it gets a little worse.
So she's
a little
like,
bit though.
You kind of take some
her
gunpowder.
confidence is a little
Yeah.
shaken.
You
from
take
the
some
first one.
gunpowder and you try to like blacken the hair of the doll, so it just smells like kind of like gunpowder, and it's kind of its eyes aren't aligned. They're like it's like one eye's here, the other one's here, like. So it's like very like the Stitch dolls that like the doll that,
Oh, yeah.
like Scrump.
Yeah.
Ira is next.
Who's the favorite?
Not sure. Maybe the one that got a natural 20. Spitting image is like actually her,
So,
but hey,
so
hey.
Ira, it has the like it's the you almost kind of like and this is gonna be funny. So just let me cook on this one.
Okay, cook. Go ahead. Mix it up.
So you know how like when somebody like brushes their hair, there's like hair left in the brush.
Oh no.
You took some of Ira's hair and actually like made some like brown like hair around it, and it has like you kind of actually took like a piece of like glass and made like a little like gemstone in the center to
Cute.
like indicate some like the royal and stuff, and like the face is like for some reason is super detailed and like very clear.
Did I just go with the like, obviously I can't make it look perfect, but like, I'm assuming that with the natural 20, I'm like inspired by and make a little hop owl to go with it. And I'm like, oh, I'm doing good. Let me just, more is more in this situation.
Yeah. But you carve that one out of like little, like whittle some wood.
Whittle.
It's like use some like hay for the wings.
You are welcome. That is so good.
And Ira takes it, and then she gives it to Alyer.
Okay.
It's like a little stuffy for Alyer.
Oh.
He kind of like takes it in his paws. He kind of like holds it close. Okay. So which is the next?
Lukiel. Lukiel's next.
Lukiel's the next one.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, there's Jack.
Oh, I knew it!
Is it a fucking natural one?
And in good old fashioned, it is a natural one.
Okay.
So we know how the party ranks to Dawn.
The straw doll, you took like a couple of seagull feathers and like stuck it in the back and tried to make his wings.
So cute though.
The face is kind of like this, like
What's he doing over here?
it's kind of like a scrunched face.
It's a little scrunched, lips pursed as they put in writing.
See, Bees is mad that his ramen is 5 degrees too cold.
Yeah. Okay.
What are you writing down over there, Lukiel? What are you writing down?
To charm you later.
Damn.
I'm writing down. Dawn made a terrible hay recreation of Lukiel with a natural 1.
Okay.
Jax is left.
Okay.
Where?
Let's see what Jax is.
Oh my gosh, this absolutely checks out, like in every way. This is performance?
Yeah.
Yeah, 17.
17. It's moderate. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it's just like, you kind of found some like ink at like one of the stations. You kind of did like this like bluish, like black kind of like dip of the top to make it like his hair.
And on his fists.
Yeah. And you got some like a little bit of blue on his hands and yeah.
It's looking good.
Yeah. It's looking good.
Yeah.
Nice.
I gave it to everybody.
Okay.
Here you go.
I love it
Oh,
so much.
thank you. This
Dawn
is
does it as a
cute.
kind gesture, but it's also just like, yeah. She's not looking for too much of a response. It's more like, I was bored. Here you are.
Putting that in my inventory.
Does Dawn react when Ira gives it to Alyer to snuggle? Or is she like, I made that for you, but that's fine, I guess.
No. She's doesn't want to be like, she doesn't want to seem too touched by it. So she just kind of like, she turns a little red and she's like, and then she just like hunches her body over a little bit and just turns and walks away.
Too cool for school.
Yeah, she's trying to act like, she's trying to act cool, even though she's like wildly touched and just thinks that is the most adorable thing. And a little bit of jealousy. Dawn secretly wants a friend.
A little furry friend.
However, she loves the fact that she considers Eliana her furry friend. She like wants it because she thinks it's cute, but then when reality hits of like responsibility,
Like, I
she's
think
like,
it is,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Eliana's her furry little friend.
So Jack's like, you give the thing to him. He's like, well, thanks. After the fight yesterday, I kind of wanted to, let me like show you a maneuver.
Okay.
And so this is going to be a bit of a high stakes roll, so no pressure. So you are, let's see, how do I want to do this? So he takes, he kind of shows you like a fighting move. And he kind of shows you like some things. Give me a performance check to see how well you emulate this. Now, if you get this well,
I didn't want you.
I'm going to give
Why don't
you.
you wait, see how she rolls?
Yeah, I don't want
Okay.
you to tell me.
I'm going to give you the pressure. I'm going to give you the pressure.
I don't like the pressure.
If
Tell
you
me.
get this right and you get this in within the DC that I'm giving you,
Okay.
you will gain the fighting initiate feat, and it will give you a martial training for unarmed fighting.
Cross your fingies.
I don't want to do this.
This the one
Yeah,
that
you do.
rolled 5 4s in a row.
Uh,
It is. That's the one that rolled a shit ton of
Yeah,
4s.
it hasn't been doing well lately,
But this will
but
be considered training. So
la
he's
la
going to be
la.
giving you a bit
I
of like
don't
a.
like any of my dice.
Since he specializes
I'm
in
just gonna
unarmed
pick
fighting,
one.
he's going to give you a little bit of a.
Do you want to use my new
Knowledge.
one that I just got?
No.
Okay. Fair enough.
So direct.
No.
Oh my god, please.
Wow.
Not a natural 20, so okay.
Okay.
Get their hopes up. But it was. What is it? Is this just straight roll?
You're going to be adding your performance to this.
That's okay. Which is my performance is +2. So thank God, and everyone join me in saying 21.
21.
All right. So, with this, you kind of like are emulating his fighting stance a little bit, and you're able to kind of see the way he's like centered and kind of like the movements of his arms and kind of like in rotation with his body and his hands. So you gain the fighting initiate feat in unarmed fighting. This gives you your unarmed strikes can deal bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus 4 on a hit. If you aren't wielding any weapons or a shield when you make the attack roll, the d6 becomes a d8. And at the start of each of your turns, you can deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage to one creature grappled by you. And fighting style unarmed fighting is one action. Fighting style unarmed fighting armed is one action. And fighting style unarmed fighting grapple is no action.
I have a question.
Yes.
So your unarmed strike does like 7 damage just straight out, right?
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
she were to roll like that and it was less than 7, could she take the 7 instead?
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good question. Good question.
Did not change your unarmed strike a little bit, but that's okay. We still have the feat there. So, that being said, I'm going to still say you roll the 1d6 plus 4 to see what it is. So essentially, you're always going to get a 7 or higher. So that's pretty good. Between a 7 and a 10.
Very nice.
Yeah,
So-
it kept the unarmed strike +7 and then the
Yeah.
7.
It's really only in the because I think it's because this is a Tasha's Cauldron of Everything thing, and it's still working with the new player's handbook. But yeah, it says on an unarmed strike you can deal bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus 4 on a hit. I guess I'll have to look into that to see if it adds it to the 7, because technically if you do 7 straight out and it says it deals bludgeoning damage equal to 1d6 plus 4 on a hit.
It's listed as a different action.
That
Okay.
makes
It's
sense.
a different line
Yeah.
item. And it's a 1d8 plus 6 or a 1d6 plus 6.
So you could do either or.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So you can either roll to get it to be higher and potentially get between a 7 and a 10, or you can just take the straight 7. It's up to you. But he gives you this sense of like being able to hit a different way.
Cool.
And it so it kind of does a little bit more damage if you hit it right. So I would
Yeah.
assume that if you try to attempt to do this and you do it right, it would be the equivalency of like getting that 1d6 and it'd be a 6 plus 4, so it does 10 damage. It kind of is almost like I guess you could say like a minor critical, because it's like you're getting a 6 on the dice. So it's like a cool little thing.
That is a cool little thing. Dawn feels better after yesterday.
Is there anything else anybody else would like to do?
I would like to do something.
Okay.
So during the night, actually, I would have probably like went up to whoever is like navigating the ship
Okay.
and gone up and been like,
The captain.
sometimes the captain navigates the ship, sometimes he doesn't.
The
I don't know.
navigator will be the guy that Lukiel met earlier.
Pederon?
Pederin. Yep.
Pederin.
Yes. I'm gonna hi.
Hello there. How are you doing?
Good. I was just wondering. So I've never really been out. Technically I've been on a ship, but I was underneath most of the time. But I've never been on water before, and I know you guys. I've heard tales of you guys navigating via the stars, and I was wondering if I could like see how you do that, or like maybe teach me.
Yeah. So for the sake of time, I'm going to say that you did it that night.
Yes.
So that way it's now the second night of being on the ship, just to kind of get some time to pass a little bit more. So you you ask him that, and he says, well, yeah, it's about how you look up at the stars, and if you see this, and then he kind of points towards like Lumen and Dendia, the two moons, and he says, and if you look about a couple of feet over here, and he points to like a group of stars, and he says, typically those stars will kind of always be pointing a certain direction, and it kind of if you had that heading, and then you can kind of see, and he kind of shows you the compass, and it shows that that's kind of like. Because the boat is heading essentially like you guys are traveling this way, and he's looking up kind of to the left a little bit up at these. You can see that kind of is indicating that this is a little bit of a northern heading that way, and so we kind of a lot of compasses are magnetized to go around in a certain polarity that the planet does, and the stars, the constellations and everything, we kind of typically try to follow. If that's north, and then we're kind of, if we wanted to go northeast, we kind of attune to the rudders to go that way with the sails and the wind and everything. And you see in this cluster of stars, there's a bright, it's like the equivalent of the North Star, but it's like a greenish purple, like almost like mixture, and it's very much sitting in this like cluster of like kind of like the white stars and things that are kind of in the air, and it's kind of very stand out. And indicating that is kind of the Norton star of this realm is what it's called.
Okay.
Norten.
So they're essentially following the Norton star.
Yes.
Okay. Is that like specifically just like during the nighttime?
That's how they navigate using the stars. Essentially, it's to see like, oh, okay, are we the direction that they wanted to go in correlation to the northern kind of heading.
I'm assuming like that star can't be seen during the day.
No.
Okay.
No.
Didn't think so.
Same same characteristics as the North Star.
Gotcha.
Just has a different name and shape and color here in Aarencia.
Wow, like after he's explained that, I feel like she tries to get out like if there's any like paper or like utensils. She wants to try and like draw like a star map.
Okay.
Like with D&D, the Circle of Stars Druid automatically gets a star map, but I'm like, I want her to like make one her own almost.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah. And Stella's like her little head's in my lap while I'm doing the little things.
The Peterin says, "Oh, here you can use some of my map of paper," and he hands you like some,
Thank
and
you.
he kind of gives you what the heck is that tool called in like math? That
I know
draws
what
circles.
you're talking about. I forgot what.
I forgot what that tool is. I haven't used it in so long.
No, not.
But it's got like the pencil on the one end
It's like
and
a
like the point
stencil, but it's
on the other.
Protractor?
No, it's the thing that
think
has the pencil that draws the circles. If you like make
It's a
the
I think
protractor,
it's
right?
a protractor.
That is called a compass, actually.
I wanted to call it a compass, but I thought that was wrong.
Oh, protractor's the one that's like a half circle with the
That
thing.
tells you where the angles are and stuff.
I did well enough in math
I
to
don't know.
graduate, not well enough to
So
know anything. Anyway,
he lets you use like a compass, so you can kind of like to make dots with the pencil of like different distances away, and kind of to make the star map and stuff. Give me a performance check.
P.S. You are both right. I looked it up. It is a compass protractor. Is the name of it.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
The
cool.
combo.
Ooh, and I have proficiency in cartographer's tools, so I get to add my proficiency bonus. And you said it's a performance?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have proficiency in performance. So.
Womp womp.
If you have proficiency in the skill used to make it, then you can get advantage, but okay. What's my? It's only a 13.
Okay. Again, like compared to the star map that you have as a Circle of Stars druid, it's not as like detailed and stuff, but it's yours. So you do it with a decent enough, like from like looking up at the thing, because obviously it's not going to be very like picture perfect, but you're going to do your best. And so that being said, any last calls? Okay. So the next 2 days / nights kind of go off without a hitch. And it's very much passing the time with some of the new hobbies. You know, you've practiced more with Verity, learning some more sign language things. Lucio may have done a little bit more fishing and is kind of like working with the cook to kind of like prepare it, you know, and gets a little bit of kind of some like knowledge from Brobzel himself, and kind of just like working in the kitchen with the fish that you caught.
It is interesting that Lucio caught an eel.
So that being said, I am going to give you, as for doing that, you're going to be getting cook's utensils.
No way. Very cool.
So you will have a tools proficiency in cooking utensils.
This is huge for Lucio because he is now like garnering the tooling to be able to make his own food.
Yes.
Which is huge.
Hey, cool.
Because dude's like hungry AF most of the time.
So you will need to purchase a set of cooking tools as wherever you get to, but that he's giving you skills to learn proficiency in that.
Just in using
them.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So you will need to get cooking utensils, but you can
purchase my own nice set.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Very nice.
So that being said, you guys are arriving. As you see the captain yell like Lando, and you see in the distance a like kind of like the shoreline as it kind of the boat had kind of made its way around the tip of like the cliff hedge there, and you're heading towards like this kind of mountain town that's kind of nestled between like a set of mountains and some forest. The water kind of like crashing against the coast as the boat is kind of drawing into the town of Bevel. And that is where we are going to end this part of the session. Thank you so much for listening with us and having a blast as we took this voyage on the ship. Thank you so much again to Pocketbard for all the amazing ambience and sound. And we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye. My name is Justin Fussell. I am the Game Master for Off the Beaten Quest. Outside of being the Game Master, I do a lot of writing, world building, filmmaking. Me and my wife, we run Imagistorm Productions together. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun just incorporating a lot of the world building and writing that I do into building this campaign overall. It's been really interesting to kind of take the filmmaking background and kind of apply it to being a game master, because essentially a lot of like the players are the actors and you're setting scenes and you kind of just let them freeform in the space versus just any like preconceived dialogue. So it's a lot of fun just to kind of see, you put the situations in their hands and just kind of see what they come up with. I enjoy playing D&D with this group because they're like my found family. It's been, I love everybody that sits at this table. It's been a lot of fun to just be able to kind of build this world with them together. A lot of the way I incorporate this with a lot of the players and the story and stuff has been a lot of collaboration, seeing how their stories intertwine with what I have planned and vice versa. It's going to be a very interesting to see how the people receive everybody. Everybody's got its own different flair, and the way that this team is made up of very colorful characters, I think everybody's going to love them. They're going to find something to laugh with and have fun with, and it's going to be really good. In the campaign, I play a lot of the different NPCs, of course, but the main one that I play is Jax. He's a fighter monk druid, and he came from a tribe of changelings that existed in the Fey realm and kind of had some backstories with different things and different interconnected characters. He's become a love interest and boyfriend of Ira's character. And if you want to know more about Jax's backstory and kind of how it's interconnected with the whole story, you can always check out the prologue. I chose to do a homebrew setting versus an existing campaign just because it was something where I could kind of really just expand and create a universe. I wanted to have something that I can build upon. I honestly like to be able to throw twists and stuff at the players. I think that's the biggest thing I think is really fun. There's a lot of ideas of what's going to happen, where things are going to go. Just as much as they can improv in a setting, I can do the same, and it kind of allows for a lot of really good back and forth. Definitely, if you've checked the prologue, there are some things that happen in episode 62 that is a little bit of an Easter egg that even the players haven't figured out yet, which has been really nice. But it's going to come back around eventually, and it's going to be a really big aha moment. But I think that's one of the biggest things to look out for. It'll be a very blink and you'll miss it kind of moment. But other than that, just being really on the lookout for a lot of just the backstory and the things that how this is going to be building up to as we get into the next arc of the campaign. So they can find us on any of the major podcasting platforms, as well as our social medias and Twitch and our YouTube.
My name is Allie Goodell, and I am part of the filmmaking team on this podcast. I record all of the video for the intro, for us playing, things like that. I went to college for film, and I'm actually very interested in getting to do more with that. So this is a really good experience for me to start experimenting with my film cameras and all the equipment that I have. I feel like at first, when I started with this project, there was a lot of push and pull because I, as a person, like to hover and be involved with everything. So trying to work as a team has been very much a learning experience and learning when to step back and put myself in. So it's been interesting figuring out the dynamic, but I'm having a really good time, and learning how to do this all for the first time, really putting together a podcast, has been fun and interesting. I really like playing D&D with this group because it's not just playing D&D. I feel like I'm part of a big family. Every time that we play, we have a dinner together and we kind of just hang out a little bit, and we have a little break session and we get little desserts, and it's just like, you know, hanging out with mom and dad and the siblings. Allie F and Justin F are kind of the mom and dad of the group, and I love them so much, and I have a great time with everyone. It just really feels like a family here. I feel like this campaign has very great homebrew essences. I feel like they would love Bountifolia especially. That's one of the most interesting islands we've been to so far. I feel like there's a lot of life to this campaign and the world building, and I think people are going to be very interested in what kinds of different places and NPCs that Justin creates for the campaign. You can find us at Off the Beaten Quest on all podcast platforms, as well as Twitch and YouTube, and you can also find us on our social medias.
Hi, I'm Allie Fussell. I am doing all of the marketing, project management, keeping everyone on track to get Off the Beaten Quest out into the world. For me, I got to work again with my amazing husband on this project. He is the world builder in this incredible world, so being able to work closely with him to bring his vision out to the world, in addition to being able to collaborate with our friends, it's been such a fun project for me, and also being able to flex all of my skills that I have from my day job in this as well, to push this project out has been a lot of fun. Honestly, one of the things that is the most fun about it is hosting everyone every week. We do play in our home, and one of my favorite things is being able to make dinner and also bake something from scratch for our players every week, and just having that time with them before and during our breaks, during sessions as well. And also, these people are friends. They are my closest friends. So being able to have this experience with them, not only just playing the game, but also being able to share it with the world, has been absolutely amazing. I think the audience is going to really enjoy the campaign. It has all of the classic elements of a D&D campaign with our own spin, with our diverse cast of characters. You can find us on all major podcast streaming platforms, in addition to YouTube and Twitch, and all social media, which is linked in the caption right down here.
Hi, my name is Nina Neubauer, and my role with the podcast is to be the personality hire. I am here to be that person, just to be the most and the loudest and the craziest, and I think everyone's okay with it. No one's told me to be quiet yet, so I think it's going well. Outside of being a player, I
am currently an assistant manager at a clothing retail store, but in the past and hopefully again in the future, I have spent a lot of time working for Disney. I've done it in the US and I've also done it overseas in Japan and China, which has been the most wonderful experience anyone could ever ask for. So fingers crossed I get to continue to do that, and I want to continue to perform in some capacity. It's just finding out what that looks like in the future. What I enjoy most about playing with this group is how serendipitous it was, because I actually came back to live in the US after living in Japan for a little while, and I unpacked my D&D dice, and I got really emotional that my last campaign had ended, and I was really sad. And so I literally hopped on Facebook and made a post that was like, I'm a fairly new player, I'm really looking for another campaign to join, blah, blah, blah. And I got connected with these guys, with Justin and Allie first. And then it turns out that everyone's wonderful. They're so hospitable. Allie makes dinner all the time, and she always makes a treat. Justin builds this entire homebrewed campaign on his own, so there's a lot of work that's done in the campaign, and you can see it, and it just feels like a wonderful community and family that we get to come together every single week. That, I mean, completely found out of the blue. It feels like it's supposed to be. We all bring something different to the table, which makes for such a good group. And so everybody will have something or someone to relate to. And not only that, but honestly, one of the things that I love about playing D&D is inside jokes. When I do explain D&D to people, I basically am like, it's an improv game of fantasy where we just do a bunch of inside jokes all the time. And that's something I think the listeners will enjoy, is being a part of all of those inside jokes together. You can find Off the Beaten Quest on all major podcasting platforms, including YouTube, including Twitch, and don't forget to follow us on social media.
Hello, my name is Noah Dockery. I am in charge of all of the audio things that you hear in our podcast for Off the Beaten Quest, as far as the processing, mixing, and mastering of all the audio. Outside of being a player, I am a musician. I am a singer-songwriter here in Nashville. I am, working on my own music in my spare time, as well as, networking with other musicians, as well as networking with other enjoyers and consumers of D&D content. This is my first ever dedicated audio project, as far as, something that's outside of music. It's my first time involving myself with sort of this like podcast format, if you will. It's a little bit different. Some of that stuff that I've learned with editing and recording music is very much applicable to this scenario, but some stuff is a little bit, or has been a little bit unexpected, but not anything that I haven't been able to tackle. So all in all, it's been a lot of fun to kind of engage myself with something new. And it just kind of helps me to further my horizons, and knowing that, I can expand beyond just one sort of medium of content creation. So for me, what I enjoy most about playing D&D with this group, honestly, is that this is my first ever D&D group that I have been a part of, and it is my first time experiencing what it is like to be a part of a campaign ever. So this is all pretty much brand new to me. It is all, things that I've not really been exposed to before. I think that everyone that is involved, as far as all of our party members and all the characters and NPCs and the whole story just in general, is pretty captivating and pretty engaging. It is very unique, but it is also uniquely cohesive as well. So you can find us at Off the Beaten Quest on our YouTube channel, as well as our Twitch channel. You can find the podcast on all major podcasting platforms, and you can find our socials at the links provided in the caption below.
Hello, my name is Sarah Matlack. I'm kind of a flex role, and so I kind of jump from task to task. Just wherever people need me, I'm there. It's been a lot of fun getting to work with everyone from various different backgrounds and personalities too. Getting to come together and create something magical, I feel like, is rare nowadays, especially with this much inspiration that just comes from each other, and we get to kind of almost feed off of each other and kind of help each other out in that way, which is a lot of fun. I love the bits and how they keep circling back with basically every session. There's a couple that Lukiel and Dawn do throughout the sessions, and the bits, just the absolute laughter that comes with this group is what keeps me coming back. I think they're gonna have an absolute blast. Again, going back to the bits and the total chaos that comes from this group, it honestly surprises me every time, which is hard to do. You can find us on all major podcasting platforms, including our Twitch, YouTube, and other social medias.
Well, welcome to Off the Beaten Quest. This is the second half of session 65, and we are getting back with our adventurers. They had a great ship ride. They learned some things. They learned some new skills, had some fun fishing expeditions, as well as testing Ira's animal box and figuring out how it works, as well as Verity showing the group some sign language. As always, shoutouts to Pocketbard for giving us this great ambient music. And without further ado, we are joining back with our adventurers as the ship ports into Bevel. So you all are, it's now as the ship, like the journey of the day has kind of come into the point where you guys are kind of making port into the town of Bevel with as the sun kind of setting over the mountain range behind it. The ship is porting into a thriving kind of coastal mountain town. It's like a hidden gem nestled between the towering Azure Vale Mountains and the ancient verdant wood forest and the roaring kind of coast as the waves crash against it. It's got a lot of stunning natural beauty and abundance of kind of different resources. And it's kind of grown into this like bustling little hub. The town's architecture is a seamless blend of natural and mystical design using stone, wood, and sea-worn shells to create structures that feel both rustic and enchanted. There's a kind of a fog kind of weaving through the mountains kind of behind it that kind of usually nestles down kind of as the morning happens. But there's some narrow cobblestone streets that wind up and down this hilly landscape and lanterns hanging on iron posts throughout the town. So it's casting out of a warm glow as the sun is setting, and you see these like lanterns. The air is still thick with the smell of like the salt water that you guys had kind of smelled on the way in, but it's now kind of dwindling with the kind of mountain and forest humidity kind of mixing together, kind of creating this really nice ambience. So the ship ports into Bevel. The ship is docked, and you are free to travel throughout the town itself that Verity calls home.
Verity.
I am so nervous right now. Both in game and out of game. Okay.
So I would think that you guys are kind of making your way off of this boat, and the captain says, "All right, well, we're going to be in here for 2 days. If you guys are heading out anywhere afterwards, you come and see us if you're leaving. Otherwise, you're on your own."
Where are you going after this?
We're heading to Rivermire.
That's where your mountains are.
It's in the continent of Bogmarsh.
Yeah, totally knew that.
And
Definitely.
your pages are. Well, not the. That's a
100% remembered that for sure. Cool.
Yeah.
2 days.
Yeah.
Morning, evening. It's morning. So in 2 days.
It's evening at the moment.
It's evening. I remember that. Somebody else talk. I'm doing really good.
Yeah. We load out the ship tomorrow, and then the following day we're going to be resupplying with things from Bevel, and we're taking it to Rivermire. As according to the Janishi warrior, he said that we're to give you passage, so if you need it, use it. If not, then I can figure it out.
Sorry for being annoyingly persistent. What time of day are you leaving in 2 days?
It's evening now, and then
2 days from now.
So evening.
So
Yes.
2 days.
Got it.
Got
Thank
it. Yeah,
you.
yeah. We just don't want to
Appreciate you.
miss it. Miss the ship takeoff.
We'll be back by then. Shouldn't take
Sounds
too long.
good.
Oh, Verity. Expecting to only be here a little bit.
Yes. Just a quick in and out, that's all.
Great.
Well, you know this place better than any of us, I think. So, did you want to maybe get some food or like directly go to your family? Like, what's the plan?
Well, I would I think food is a great idea, and I know just the place for that.
Really?
Yes. It's a great old tavern, the best one you'll ever find on this continent right here.
Do you not want to go see your family and make sure they're okay first?
This is a little more... I need to do this first before I can go over there.
Okay.
So what you're saying is that you're hangry.
Yes, look here, I am hangry.
Okay.
I'm hearing that she's in love with the owner. That's what I hear.
That's certainly.
Verity just looks at you very
I feel like that's a
blankly, like,
stretch.
what is... And she looks at you and... So what you doing?
What you doing?
In sign language to you?
What you doing? Pot stirring.
So you, Verity, are leading the group into the town. You guys are passing by a couple of different buildings and stuff as you make your way to where you are leading them. I'll let you be the one when we get there. You guys are passing past Cairns Cove Apothecary, the Wishing Wave Market, the Verdant Library of Sages, the Pearl Crafters Guild Hall, as you make your way to the Glistening Grotto Tavern. Built into the base of a mountains bordering the town, the Glistening Grotto's rugged stone exterior is softened by stained glass windows depicting sea creatures and adventurers. Lanterns on iron chains sway in the sea breeze, casting a warm light over the worn steps leading inside.
Sweet. Alrighty. Who's ready for some good old-fashioned food?
Me!
Sweet.
Exclaims Luke Keel.
And beer? Question mark.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know the owner.
I suppose it's late enough.
I suppose it's later.
I love how Eliana Jameson's just like, I guess we can, this is permissible. I guess this is fine.
For Nina drinking beer.
And Verity also goes, now don't embarrass me too much. I do work here on occasion. And then she's going to open the door.
Oh.
Everyone.
Okay.
We are going to behave here with the same respect that you behaved in my hometown for me. Yes?
I wasn't in your hometown.
Then follow Lukeel's lead.
Yes.
Because Lukeel operated from a place of fear for a week.
I did. I certainly did.
Verity opens the door to go inside.
So you, inside, the glowing crystals in the walls give the space a soft luminescence. Driftwood tables are carved with the names and symbols from visitors past, and a large saltwater aquarium takes up an entire wall filled with different sea creatures.
Is this a rainforest cafe?
Oh my god.
How dare you?
Hell
No, I
yes.
feel like this is like the equivalent. You know, I think, do all cheddars have like the fish like
They
like
do.
that separates
Yeah.
the two?
Yeah.
God
Okay.
bless. This is embedded into the side of a mountain. It's a little bit more fantastical than that.
Look,
It's like a mountainside cheddars.
Cheddar's is magical.
Mountainside
okay?
Rainforest Cafe.
I will not let you besmirch the Glistening Grotto Tavern.
Yeah.
By
Cheddar's is
calling
a
it-
scratch kitchen.
I
All
love
right.
the Rainforest Cafe.
Anyway.
Verity yells, Olga!
You see behind the bar, there's a human with wild brown hair. She has the garb of kind of like a traditional like barkeep with like an apron and like a kind of like a white cream tunic. Verity, where have you been?
I've been everywhere. I need to talk to you.
Well, come on in. I see you bring friends. Get him in here.
This one's hungry. That one wants beer.
Me. I want the beer.
It's a good thing you're not working today. I got Perrin on staff, so. And you see like a halfling kind of like acrobat that kind of just like flips around like the floor of the bar kind of in between. He kind of has a bit of a spring in his step. There's a tabaxi kind of bard kind of playing off into the side. Kind of has a bit of like a mountain lion kind of aesthetic as far as like the tabaxi. And she says, all right, what do you have? I'm going to tell Perrin to get it for you. Anything you need. It's on the house, but don't take my hospitality lightly.
She'll kick my ass.
I will.
Don't take it lightly
What
or
does that
don't
mean?
overdo it.
Both.
What?
Well,
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Kira looks so confused because that's so like
Dawn's like counting out her
I know what you
fingers.
mean.
How many beers is too many beers?
more than
One.
2 is too many.
Shock.
I mean, she can have at least 2.
That's where I
Right?
went.
Than
She looks at Olga.
With
Dawn is
girl
just
of her size,
beaming.
well, I don't know. But at any rate, get in here. And she kind of like pulls you in and like gives you a hug.
I'm sorry.
I hug her right back.
So Olga is the owner of the tavern.
Yes.
Okay.
with limited hospitality.
I think it's pretty
He's
forward.
giving us a free meal.
I got a business to run there, gentle giant.
Didn't say nothing.
Oh, introductions. Everyone, this is Olga. I forgot her.
Thistletide.
Thistletide. This
Yep.
is Olga
Cute.
Thistletide. I believe Eliana, I had you try and message her.
Oh.
This is the woman. But yeah, this is Eliana.
Hello.
So you're the reason that I woke up in the middle of the night hearing static.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's because I've never met you before until now. So nice to meet you.
Well, next time, make sure it's the right time of day. I need to get my sleep to run the business, and
I'm sorry.
I like her. She seems like a straight shooter.
You like anyone spicy, Dawn.
Yum, yum, yum. It goes great with beer.
Verity points to Dawn and goes, this is Dawn. We got Ira. She is the newly appointed champion of Nylea.
okay,
We have-
fancy.
We have Lukiel, and that is
Hello.
Jax.
Well, look at you, a colorful group. Somebody pink, somebody gray, somebody green, somebody with wings,
Except Iris and all black.
and somebody in all black.
I'm orange. It's okay.
Well, she was wearing. I thought I was going off the green
Oh.
armor for Ira. Well, let's get the tall one a beer for every foot she is tall. I think it's gonna be a second there, but
You sure you want to give out 8 free beers?
well, based off of the body weight,
Dawn
I
just
think that's
starts
about it.
waddling over and goes to embrace her. Gives her a pat.
Oh my god, this
Sits
whole
down.
She kept like the hug she gives you. You feel like this, like almost like not necessarily an equivalent to your strength, but it's a pretty tight hug.
It's a good. I need a good hug.
It's a mama bear hug.
Like those. Dawn,
She goes, "You're soft." She kind of like feels like the back of
I like leaned down. Wait, how tall is she?
how tall, Verity, would you say?
Like, she's on the short end. Like, I would say, 5'3".
Yeah,
Oh,
she makes
man.
it. She
She's
makes it up
short.
to you like you're like kind of like your midriff.
Dawn like leans down so that she can get a better feel of her hair. All of it. It's all over her body. And her beard. Does she touch her beard?
Sure, she like kind of reaches up and kind of like
That's
like
so
this little, like,
fucking weird.
Olga, don't be handsy.
sorry, it's that old adventurer in me. I can't help it.
Yeah, and I don't mind it.
So unhinged.
Lukiel goes, and who's ready to eat?
What do you want?
What's your most popular?
That would be my famous shepherd's pie.
I will take exactly one of those.
The whole pie? You gonna eat the whole thing? That's a lot of pie.
He can handle
just
it.
a single person's serving worth, not the whole pie.
Well, I'm afraid it doesn't come in personal pan. I don't.
We could
Personal
split a
slice,
shepherd.
ma'am.
I'll give you a good slice. How about that?
I suppose would everyone in the group be cool with sharing some of that?
Okay with
I mean,
together?
I'd be down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take pie.
All right.
It's like sharing a pizza.
But
Aaron, get a shepherd's
Medieval
pie out
pizza.
here.
Ira's gonna cast Speak with Animals
Okay.
and asks all your, hey bud, what do you want to eat? I'm still kind of learning since.
Why does no one ask me what I want to eat?
Talk to Jax.
It's always this one.
Talk to Jax. Your father is still learning how to be a good pet parent.
What do you want to eat? I'll have what the little one is having. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. And lawyer's like, but I don't know what. Maybe if they have the fruits and stuff here, I don't know.
Okay. Can I get a bowl of fruit, please? Fresh. Can I get 2 bowls of fruit, please?
All right, she's going vegetarian. All right, we got that one with some fruits.
Well, I'm gonna also have a piece of the shepherd's pie. Fruit's not for me, but thank you.
And then she kind of like, oh, you got one of them little ones there. All right.
We got 2 of them. She points to Jax's shoulder.
Okay, all right. Guys got some weird animals. Don't make sure they don't make a mess in here.
Do you guys have?
You gotta curb your pets when you're walking around with them. Curb your companions. I don't. So kind of like looks.
What about Stella?
Do you guys have raspberries?
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
Is that what you want?
Yes, please.
Okay. Cool. Perrin, get them what they need, and he like kind of like flips like into the kitchen. So she kind of takes you over to one of the tables and kind of lets you sit down. And she kind of almost like hangs back with you, I think, for a minute. And kind of says, so where did you go?
I went over to the Bloom Kingdom. Don't get mad. It kind of, in somewhat relationship, had to do with Mom. In a way. And she kind of like grimaces a little bit, waiting for the backlash.
What did you get yourself into this time?
Nothing. Just, I got to witness a guy's head get chopped off. That was very interesting.
Jeez. Okay. What did you do that?
No, you know me. I'm not that strong.
Oh, okay. Was it the big one?
No, it was with her axe though. No, it was the champion actually.
Oh. All right. Well.
So.
Okay.
But
it's like a shifty eye, kind of like, all right, like murderous bunch. These ones. All right. Okay.
Murder.
I guess that makes sense why they're hanging around you.
wow, Olga, that's a low blow. That's a like
Oh,
I'm taking my own
just
dagger out of
kidding.
me.
She like kind of like just like one of those like shoves in the arm. You know, I knew you weren't working tonight, which is why I think it was I agreed to serve him. Just be you know who's gonna be around. Just be advised.
What do you mean? Wait, what?
Hey, you told me that it was fine to serve him when you weren't working, and I said okay. I didn't think you'd be here today. That's on you.
Okay, so in and out job. Okay, cool. Anyway, so about that message, I tried to have my friend send to you because that's kind of why I'm here and not somewhere else. And she like makes like big arm movements from like
Yeah.
here to there.
Yeah.
So some things have changed, and I'm gonna be gone for a while. I don't know how long, but I need you to keep an eye on them for me.
And you can see that she looks a little bit taken back. All right. Okay. I usually, I look out for when you go off on your little excursions, but I guess a little bigger of a stint shouldn't be too bad. I mean, Nadine does a pretty good job of, fending around the house when she can, when she's not at work, but, she makes do, and I'll check in on her. I'll send food over that way, and
I appreciate it. Is she working tonight, or?
No, I think the library is closing down about now, so she should be heading home soon.
Okay. Probably should. I'll get there eventually.
And the group at the table sees a man in the corner, kind of sitting at one of the farther tables, kind of like step out from the table and kind of humbly approaches, kind of a bit of a scared, I don't want to say scared, but more of like a timid approach. And you hear from behind you, because you're facing Olga at this moment. And you hear, hey, so I guess you came back into town. I didn't expect to see you, but it's good to see you. Yeah, though. And you get he's very kind of stumbling across his words. And
Can we hear this?
What is going on?
make a perception check if you
I'm
want.
disgusted.
Wait, he approaches the table, or he approaches Verity?
Verity.
Natural 20.
Okay. Shut up.
Okay.
19 plus 8.
That checks out with your personality.
I'm just gonna follow Ira's natural 20.
You got a natural 20?
No. I was like,
dang it.
You aren't included. That's
where is Verity in relation to us?
I would say she's probably 5 or 6 feet away from you guys. She's kind of over at the bar with Olga, as she kind of stayed back a little bit.
You said perception?
Yeah.
Okay.
27.
Okay.
Ira just looks at Dawn. It's like, hey, what's going on? That was all I wanted to do.
You see that this is
25.
He's kind of has a little bit of a debonair, kind of almost very prominent cheekbones. A little bit of a paler skin, but still kind of fair complexion. Kind of tousled back black hair and this kind of very almost cliche kind of fantasy male character. With red eyes.
Oh.
They're not not the white of his eyes are red, but the around the iris is red. Bit of a 5 o'clock shadow, kind of mustache and a little bit of a thing here. Wearing a kind of a heavy kind of pea coat, kind of duster.
Pointy ears? Not pointy ears? We got a species on this one? Or?
There is not pointy ears on this one.
So human?
It appears to be human.
Appears? Okay.
From what you can discern from this distance.
I would like to note that Ira leans over and does that to me, but Dawn rolled a natural 1, so she looks back and goes, "What is wrong with you? Are you?" And she just pulls her beer closer to herself, thinking that Ira drank some of it and is now getting drunk.
Someone's talking to Verity.
Who's talking to what?
Someone's talking to Verity.
They're literally
Dawn?
5 feet away.
Dawn, I'm assuming is
Oh, you don't have those elf ears. You can't probably hear as well.
a natural 1. I'm assuming Dawn's back is turned, and so she just abruptly turns and looks
I feel
not
like
discreet
you've had
at all.
maybe 1 or 2 of the 8 beers already, and the thing is the Shattered Rock Mountain Ale that is typically more prominent in this area is pretty potent. So it's already kind of hitting you compared to comparatively to your body weight a little bit. So
Dawn has 0 discretion.
So you turn all the way around, and like I said,
All the way around.
You see this person kind of coming up and approaching Verity and very much stumbling over his words in a way.
Yeah, Verity kind of rolls her eyes at Olga, puts on her best bitch-ass smile, and turns around very slowly.
Was like, I tried to tell you. And she like walks back behind like the bar.
She's just abandoning you.
Damn.
And Verity just goes, Amar, how are those hemorrhoids doing? I heard those were really bad.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Wow, wow, wow.
Did they clear up?
Good one. Good one. No, look, I wanted to say I was sorry. I didn't like the way we kind of left our previous conversation before you left, and I'm not really good with these kinds of things and these apologies, but yeah, I don't know. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're back in town, and hopefully everything went well. Yeah, I know you don't really want to see me, so.
Yeah, was the hemorrhoid part a way of her saying that he's a pain in the ass?
I'm having secondhand
You
embarrassment
can ask
right
her when
now.
she comes back to the table.
That's facts.
As he's talking, Verity's just like nodding her head like yes, and then swiftly goes to like no. Very as he just continues talking like I really just I can't deal with whatever this is right now. Like you tried to stop me from going. And so maybe I should have slapped you harder.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought that. Look, my advice was just it was unwarranted. I get it. You can handle yourself, and I just I don't know. I guess I didn't really want you to leave. I wanted you to stay.
Well, it's not like I had a choice in the matter.
Yeah, you mentioned that. I just thought that maybe this would be different. I don't know. Look, I get it. You're with your friends, and I don't want to interrupt anything. But yeah, I just wanted to say it was good to see you.
How are the shadows reacting to his presence?
Ooh.
Oddly quiet.
Ooh. Oh, you fucked up with more than just me, honey. Things are awfully quiet on this end.
And I'm going to need the group to make a perception check before I say what I'm about to do.
Eliana's ears are perked. Like, you know how like cats like have like airplane ears sometimes? Like Eliana's are like forward, like I'm listening.
24.
24?
Ira is very invested in what's happening. She loves the tea.
Lucio rolled an 18.
18.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dawn's dice are out for the plot on just so many levels. Natural 1, baby.
Okay. All my people with 20 and above.
Oh.
You see as he smiles in response to Verity's what you just said. And again, 20s and above, notice that the smile is different than a human's.
Ew.
There's a bit of a little bit more of a point in those.
Ira gets
teeth.
instantly pissed off. I can't get away from these fucking people. Every time I go somewhere, there's someone that comes back around.
Hey, Akira was
You're in
nice. They proved to me that not all vampires are bad.
Look.
Van,
Look.
what? What's a vampire?
Shut up! Sorry.
I'm just proud of Verity's hemorrhoid joke.
Can I make a roll to see if I heard the joke?
Yeah, make a perception roll.
Please. Oh no. That was a low.
Yeah, I
I
saw
don't know
that.
why, but I imagined
Oh no. I wanted that to be higher.
I imagine Eliana like grabbing Dawn's
12.
mouth and be like, "Shut up!"
12. With a 12, you don't necessarily hear too many words. You hear Dawn for some reason scream like, "Vam, what?"
Yeah, that was definitely loud enough.
That was loud, definitely loud enough.
What you get with a natural one.
A little bit more of like a hissy, kind of whispery. And Amar responds, "Well, that little shadow of yours is we never did get along, and that's okay. We got along once, so I think that was."
And that was a long time ago, and I was a very, very different person. Very naive.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's just good to see you.
Sure, it's good to see you too. And do what you. And she's gonna like pat his like shoulder and like maybe like pick up an invisible lens, just flick it off, and go. Good.
She paused.
Oh.
Good luck with those hemorrhoids. Like she's gonna get fake teary eyed, and then she's gonna turn around and walk to the table.
And he kind of nods, and those who got a 24 for a quick moment as he turns, because he's like a cup in his hand, you see it kind of like move as he turns.
Viscous.
To an extent, yeah. But you can't really make out what's in it. But he kind of turns away and he kind of goes back to sit over where he was. And he kind of like opens the book that he's like was reading at the table.
What's the book?
Fair fucking question.
Is it
You're gonna need to make
is it the Shadows of Aarencia? Is it the Shadows of Aarencia?
You're
That's what
gonna
I
need
was
to make a perception check from where you are.
How to blend in as a vampire.
For dummies.
How to get yo girl back.
Oh.
Damn.
Ira sees a book. That's all she sees.
Yeah, you see a book. Okay.
How's
You
the
don't
food,
even
y'all?
think, you're not even like sure that it's a book.
The Perrin brings out the shepherd's pie and kind of sets this like big like pie in the middle of the table, like the steam kind of like rolling off the top, and he says, "You be careful, it's hot." And he kind of like,
Thanks, Perrin.
It's hot.
"You got it." And he kind of like walks. He, like,
He's quick. He's
so
fast.
short.
kind of heads away.
So, Amor was it?
I was gonna say I would assume Verity would go back over to the table with the people. Yeah.
Hemorrhoids, huh? Sounds like a problem, especially for somebody like him.
Yeah, how'd you figure that out?
So we kill at the same table.
Oh,
Wait.
I'm assuming so.
just at a completely different table.
He's just sitting by himself.
not the question of how did you find that out. God bless.
I feel like Lukeel's like, man, the roots really got to run deep if, you're knowing about somebody's
I was
hemorrhoid
just-
problem.
I was just lying about that. I just wanted to hurt his feelings, not gonna lie.
Oh.
That's my
Look,
girl.
Was that your way of saying that he's like a pain in your ass?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
In a way, yeah.
Or like they're
Honestly, I just want to hurt his ego.
fair enough.
You know, I didn't know you had that side to you.
What side?
I sassy and kind of bitchy, and I fucking love it. You've been scared of your own shadow the whole time we've known you.
Yeah, well, I don't feel like dealing with my ex.
To be fair, her shadow is like a, yeah. Her shadow is more than a shadow. I'd be scared of it too.
It's a turn of phrase, right? Like someone that's timid is scared of their own shadow. Not in a literal. I mean, she is literally, but I meant it more in a figurative sense.
Okay. Yeah, I almost thought when I saw you over there, I was like, should we step
You're
in?
right?
But then...
What was that? You did a weird thing with your eyeballs.
Please tell me.
What was that face?
No, that completely takes Verity by shock, and she just busts out laughing like I just did. It's just like, I don't like that face when I hear things. And she kind of like,
you heard things? What'd you hear? What did it say?
I don't know. It just
that you're the prettiest princess in the castle.
I am the prettiest princess in the castle.
Who are you, and what have you done with Verity? I'm here for it, but where is she? Where'd she go? Is it because we're home and now you're just being a sassy little bitch?
I've always been a sassy little bitch.
Yeah, she has.
Verity like points over like, that's my woman over there.
You see her bringing like a cup over to the table where Amar is sitting, and she kind of just like puts a like pats his shoulder.
So your ex is a vampire?
Yeah, he's
you didn't see
a vampire.
You were
It's
chugging that beer.
Vampire?
Yeah, I was really young and naive.
Sounds like a good song. That's what Jack says.
How much did you overhear?
Nothing. Not a thing.
Not much, really. I mean,
Dawn, make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Whoa. Oh, yeah. It's time.
oh, it's time.
Ooh. This mountain beer is delicious. You said Constitution?
Yeah.
12.
12. Yeah, you're a bit toasty at this point. You're getting a little toasty.
Finally.
So who's taking care of Dawn later?
Nose goes.
I'm fine.
Oh, Eliana.
Eliana definitely is.
I mean,
okay, well,
My pet.
wish you the best.
Okay, so honey, and she like rubs like Dawn's back. Eliana is a person. She's a person. She's not a pet.
She's
because she can wild
both.
shape does not make her a pet.
She's both of those things. Eliana is whatever she wants to be whenever she wants to be.
I mean,
and that is the greatest power. And Dawn stands up, puts her finger in the air, of them all.
I don't really know if I want to be someone's pet, but I'll be your fluffy companion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's cute.
She comes over to you and she starts stroking your hair. Oh.
My leaves crinkle. You can hear them go.
So Verity,
Yes.
this guy, what's this dude's name?
Amar.
And how do you guys know each other?
They're exes.
No, we actually met here at the tavern.
Oh.
Wow.
No, I was working one day.
Oh, he's one of those guys.
Is he like a regular? Like he just like stops in, sits at the bar, you know?
I mean,
Flirts with you while you're working, so you have to be nice to him.
he doesn't come around when I work anymore.
Okay.
Made sure of that. Helps knowing the owner and all.
Did he come in after we got there? Or was he already there?
He was already there.
Oh.
Okay.
He was like this is like a large-ish tavern, so he's kind of like off. And there's other people here. This isn't like just like a desolate tavern at sunset. Like there are some other people drinking ale and stuff like that, and there's a bit of an ambiance.
I mean, you don't have to answer if you don't feel comfortable, but like, was there a specific reason you guys broke up, or?
There you go.
You don't.
But-
It's okay. Your silence means you don't want to answer, so that's okay.
Well, no, it's just I'm trying to decide if this is...
Gosh, Eliana, you don't have to pry.
I said it's okay.
Can I make a Constitution saving throw?
Yes, you can.
14.
14.
Yeah, so Verity in this moment is thinking to, like, her mom and just kind of... Her mind goes to how the pact was made and trying to figure out how to decode it in a way where it doesn't, like, she can say enough without getting hurt based off previous experience.
And the kind of echoing through your brain, the way the voices sometimes like rain in, and you just hear silence.
Yeah, no, I can't remember a thing.
Can I tell if she's lying?
You can make an insight check,
Okay.
and then Verity, you can roll
I want
for
to do, yeah.
except
We
for
all want to.
persuasion.
Yep.
Okay, so it's a group insight check.
I believe her. I got a
I mean, we're
natural
all like
one.
death staring
Natural
at
one.
her. Like,
17.
17.
That is a nat 20.
Okay, all right.
Plus,
Ain't nothing getting past that.
yeah, plus 6, so 26.
Yes, it's a 16 for Ira, so
Jax
no.
Yeah.
Can't
15.
figure it out either. All right, so
Damn.
Like, yeah,
to you,
she can't
everybody,
remember.
she's truth. She's telling the truth.
we all like lean in really closely, like our eyes like, and then collectively we're all like, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Well, it must have been a long time since you guys dated then.
I mean, geez, I don't... 4 years ago was when we broke up?
Yeah, I get why you don't remember now. That
Wow,
is
4
that
years
is a
and you had
while ago.
That awkward of a conversation? Damn.
Yeah, no, it's been a, like, exes with benefits, kind of, sort of, I don't know.
Oh, so it's sticky.
Okay.
Can we get another beer over here, please?
Can we have a table of beers, please?
Can we get a table
How
of
many-
beers?
Please?
All right, I got you. We'll go
Thank
send
you.
some more over that way. Perrin.
Olga.
Olga, you the best, Olga. We're leaving her money. She's number one.
And he kind of comes out and says, and he goes, "Here you go." And he's like sliding them around the table. He's like, and it like kind of like makes its way around to each of you.
He's great.
Ira doesn't normally drink, but she just throws this beer back because she's having like flashbacks.
Mm.
Damn.
Eliana can't because she has to take care of Dawn later. Because
Yeah,
we did nose
I'm the
goes.
DG.
Yeah.
Ira takes Eliana's beer.
Yes. Dawn like hits her arm a little bit and is like, yeah, it's my girl.
I'm the DG. I'm the designated druid.
Oh, I love it!
Nice.
Nice.
That's good. That's
Hold
good.
on. That's going in the...
Going in the quotes channel.
That's in the quotes channel.
Um,
But Verity kind of looks at the group and goes, yeah, no, the whole thing, like, before I left, we did get into, like, a fight a little bit. Just a tiny one, you know, I slapped him.
Oh.
But to be fair, it was...
Was it provoked?
I mean, he tried to... He knew I was trying to go after Thaylorn, and he tried to stop me, and so I slapped him. Because fuck him.
Fair.
And just like, you know, and, you know, I guess I still got it in Verity, like flips her hair a little bit, like, you know, I am the hot shit without saying, like, all in the hair flip.
Wait, so is this guy like buddies with Thaylorn in some sort of capacity or
No, I think he's just,
jealous?
why would he be jealous?
Insecure.
Didn't want you
Maybe
getting
insecure.
hurt.
I've got one of those. Yeah.
No, he's just, you know, sometimes you just want to strangle him.
Ooh.
Was he like overbearing, I guess? Like a overprotective in a way?
He looks annoying. Like just
very overprotective. Like he wasn't too.
Seems like he's got a bad case of RBF.
What's RBF?
What?
I'm gonna make another Constitution saving throw.
RBF?
Because I was about to say something I shouldn't have.
Oh.
That's a nat one.
Okay. All right.
Oh, wow.
Verity was about to say,
resting blood face.
Verity was about to say, oh my gosh, I completely forgot what I was about to say. Was going to mention about
As
how,
you were,
yeah.
As you were about to say something you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because your hands are kind of like on the table, essentially, kind of like resting, like you would at a sitting at a table. And you just feel your fingers kind of like grab the fork. And you like jab it into your leg like an EpiPen.
Oh, like an EpiPen.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay.
Why did that happen? Why did that happen? Why did that happen?
Verity keeps signing boss over and over again.
Dawn puts up both of her hands to do the two bosses kissing each other.
Yes, Dawn, that's exactly what's happening.
Right? What shape is Ira in? She had 2 beers and she doesn't drink.
Make a Constitution saving throw. And Dawn, you just fail.
What, does Verity
gone.
Does Verity incur? Does Verity incur any?
I have had 5 beers.
Physical
I would
damage
just say like 1 point of damage. It's still piercing, but it's just a fork, so it's not like.
Yeah. Well, it's a fork.
Okay, 2.
Thanks, Luke Hill.
I'm just realism, dude.
You want to go for 3? I'm just kidding. We're
8.
Breakfast Club 8. No, you're feeling a little bit of a buzz.
She starts getting not disrespectfully so, but she starts getting handsy with Jax.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Just more than not disrespectful. Just more than we've seen.
Just kind of
not
rubbing
inappropriately.
the back of his hair
and on the thigh.
Yeah.
I think we need to find an inn for y'all to sleep in.
We can't stay with your mom?
Olga's not
my
Olga.
I'm not talking about Olga. I'm talking about your mom.
Does a
Our house
16?
is not big enough for all y'all.
Oh, okay.
I don't think Dawn could even fit in it.
I'm
by herself.
a fine size.
You are a fun size, but
you.
not. You will destroy the house just by walking right into it.
You know what, Verdi? You know how to flatter a girl.
Come back to me and say that when you're, sober. Maybe we can think about it. Anyway.
So,
Dawn blushes really hard.
There it is.
Does a 16 notice or perceive Verity just had stuck a fork in her freaking
we all
leg?
saw it.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah.
Well, then why no one else even brought it up as a poignant thing?
Yeah, because we also saw her smash her head into a wall. Verity just does.
Almost bit my tongue in half in front of Ira.
Ira asked what happened.
Yeah.
She said, why did that happen?
She goes, what did that happen?
Then we said boss, and then we realized that we're all drunk, and that's the tangent we've been on.
Lukeel's not drinking.
That's right. You haven't.
Ira grabs Lukeel's beverage.
Okay.
Verity is going to remain sober for once.
Okay.
Everybody's drinking.
Dawn grabs Verity's beer.
Yeah. I was like, what's everybody else get extra beers? Leans over, grabs beer.
So, and this is Jax. So where can we stay?
Well, there is an inn called Mariner's Haven. I might be able to help get y'all a discount there. So we can head over there and I can work something out with the innkeeper.
I'm sorry, whose haven?
Mariners. It's the name. It's not the owner.
Mariners.
Mariners. I don't know how you say it.
Mariners.
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 I like the baseball team, Mariners.
It's been a long day. I just ran into my ex. I got stabbed with a fork.
By yourself.
By myself.
Do you want me to treat that, by the way?
It's okay. It's just a flesh wound.
I can wrap it for you if you want.
No, it's okay. Oh, it's still stuck in my. Hold on. And she
Oh
pulls
my
out
God.
the and she just like tries to wipe it off, like
Okay.
on a.
Give it to your ex. You'd like it.
Whoa.
Bombastic.
Dawn does the whole thing where like one eye blinks and then the other one blinks.
That's great.
Bombastic side eye.
Dawn, just because he's a vampire doesn't mean he well,
Doesn't
Seems like a
mean he
stereotype.
wants what? He's a vampire. That's what they do.
So does that mean you like eat grass?
I would.
Fucking cow.
Is
We wanna-
Jax getting drunk too?
A little bit, yeah. Like, so if you want to
Yikes.
generalize, I mean,
Do you want me to eat grass? I'll go get some right now.
Lukeil is just so like, just not. He's like, guys, what are you?
Why am I the same one?
What is going on?
Lukeil, do you mind stepping outside and grabbing a handful of that green delight? There's
Yes, I would mind.
Proven
Why do you want?
points to be made at this table.
I think the only thing that we need to prove is what Verity is trying to explain to us.
this is
and
why
what is
I'm-
going on here.
This is why I get nervous when she drinks.
When who drinks?
You.
Because I want to eat grass?
Yeah.
It's chock
There's no
full
nu-
of vitamins.
There's no nutritional value in grass.
yeah, there's not.
Unless you're like a caterpillar.
Then go get
fiber?
me
What, but there's
a dandelion.
you have to eat a lot of grass.
Helps you
All
poop.
right.
Okay, gang, we
It's
gotta.
probably time to get these ones home.
Yeah, I would say so.
Let's-
Are
let's-
the Mariners in? Mariners in? Mariners.
We're all stupid. It's okay.
Mariners in?
So,
To the end.
Okay, Don, come on.
just tell him where it is, and we'll.
Yeah.
we'll-
So
we'll
Verity,
get to it.
so you know this place pretty well, right? So where in relation to where we are? Where's the Mariners in? Like, how close is that?
Verity's gonna give like the very southern, like, oh, you just turn down here next to this
We don't
house that
need
looks
all
like that.
that.
and
We don't need that.
So you surprisingly understand, given that you had potentially passed a few of the places that she remarks.
Wait, before we leave, Dawn flips a couple gold onto the table.
Okay.
Thank you, Olga. And then we leave.
All right. So
Oh my goodness.
you all exit the tavern.
Thank goodness.
Olga kind of says to Verity as she's leaving, don't worry, I'll make sure he makes it back to Draklavor fine.
Whoa.
And you just you tell your mother I said hello and be kind to your sister.
Well, I can't promise that. I can promise the first one. I can't promise the thing with Nadine though.
Yeah, we've been trying for years. You're fine.
Before Verity fully heads out, she gets one last look at Mar before leaving.
Okay. Okay. So you all exit the tavern and head back out into the streets of the village. And the 5 of you head off to the Mariners Inn, and Verity heads off into a different direction.
I'm sure she's going to be fine. This is her hometown. She snuck off before in places she doesn't know. So.
Do any of us notice that she
Bye.
does trail off in a different direction?
I would think she would say like, "Oh, I'm going to my family's place." Like,
Bye, Verity.
Let the innkeeper know you know me, okay?
Okay.
We'll do. Are you going to be all right?
I'll be fine.
Verity, what's your last name?
Belladonna.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Of the southern
double checking.
ladies.
There could be more than one Verity.
That's true.
Want to make sure, you know.
So you all head through the town of Bevel, and you make it to the Mariner's Inn, which is just a beautiful blue painted facade with carvings of waves and seabirds. It's kind of located down near the docks, so it's kind of like heading back in the direction that you guys had made. It's got a covered porch, and as you enter, the interior is charming and is a bit nautical fashion on the inside. Polished wood floors, sea-inspired tapestries, and there's rooms named after different ocean landmarks, or ocean like Mariana's Trench and like things like the cliche stuff like that.
I thought you said brooms for a second. I was like,
yes, the brooms. We are going to be riding them in the skies. And there's kind of like a communal dining room and stuff like that. So you all enter and see a kind of a human, kind of sitting behind the desk and kind of has like a welcoming smile, and she says, "Hello. You guys look like you've had a night. What can I do for you?"
Some of us have.
that's me. It's talking about me.
Yes. And I would like to think that like Eliana is like trying to like hold Dawn from falling over.
Oh my gosh, and Eliana's like short too.
Yeah.
Trying to hold up an 8-foot
I was
furball.
talking to Noah about this on the ride here, and I was like, I don't remember like what height I made Eliana, because I was like,
You made her like under 5 feet.
I think I made her like 5 foot tall. Like she used to be like 5'6" or
Oh,
something,
so
but then
honey,
I
you
was
are
like,
struggling.
okay, I'm making her shorter just because it's
Ooh.
funnier.
It's almost like she's has
Yeah.
her arm on your head and it's like leaning and it's kind of like
Yikes.
That's a 3 feet height difference.
Do you guys need rooms?
Ira
Yeah.
is holding, not talking for her, but which is weird for her, but she is holding Olier and just like stroking him like he's like a cat.
Are you
But-
touching Jax at all?
Oh, so she's like her like hip is. She's
She's made contact.
yeah.
Jax says, Verity Belladonna told us to let you know that we needed rooms. And she says, yes. We'll make those arrangements. And she kind of like turns and grabs some keys and how many do you need?
I love them.
No.
Did you say 11?
All of them.
Oh,
Technically about four rooms, right?
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Yeah,
Yeah,
4
4.
rooms.
Lukiel says, can I get a room that's like not where hers and her significant others is close to? Because not really sure what's about to be going down tonight. I don't really want to hear all that. So
I'll be quiet.
I'm not banking on it, okay? Rather be safe than sorry.
She says, yes, we'll put you on the other end of the
Thank you
inn.
so much. I need like just good sleep tonight, honestly.
So she gives each of you guys the keys.
Could I get a room next to my pink friend here, just in case something goes wrong?
And we would like rooms next to the loud guys, and points to Jackson Ira. We're like, we want to make sure they're safe.
This is just so unhinged.
Lukiel's so glad that they like were so accommodating and making sure I was like not anywhere near all that bullshit.
So she hands you guys the keys, and you are off to your rooms.
I imagine that she's like struggling to like do the math in her head. She's like, okay, that one wanted over here, and then this one wanted over. And she's like grabbing all these different keys.
Before we leave, what's your name?
My name is Miradina Waveshire.
Ooh.
So if you need anything, please feel free to come down and see me at the desk. I know that Shiloh will be doing all of like the housekeeping in the morning. So if you do not want to be disturbed, just please put the do not disturb sign on your door handles.
You got it.
Okay. Ira, you're very different when you're drunk.
She's very fun when she's drunk.
So you all head off to your respective rooms.
We're gonna go to bed, okay, guys? Me helping you up the stairs.
Before Lukiel leaves the party, looks straight at Ira and also Jax. Like, behave. We still got things we got to do, okay?
I only need 4 hours of sleep.
This is true.
Well, Jax needs aid, so you be careful.
Yeah. We don't need to be having any side quests here.
All right. You guys all head off to your rooms.
Good night.
God bless. So, Verity.
Yes.
You head off to a familiar way away from this tavern, as you've traveled many a night before, and you approach a modest cobblestone house that kind of sits along the village's edge. It borders the water. A hefty kind of fence surrounding the home with a very small backyard containing some empty garden beds, and along the front there are 2 lanterns affixed to either side of the front door. There's wooden shutters hanging beside the small paned windows, and the roof is a hefty thatching with a tall chimney nestled along one side of the home.
I'm going to try and sneak in.
Okay.
Like a teenager who's stayed past their bedtime.
Make a stealth check for me, please.
Oh, fuck. 14.
14.
I rolled a 5.
Before I tell you how this goes down, what do you attempt to sneak in? How do you attempt to sneak in?
Just, how late is it?
I would say at this point, it's probably like 8 or 9 o'clock.
PM?
PM.
Be awake, maybe, possibly. Verity's just gonna like slowly open the door and try to like. I imagine like almost like not quite army crawl, but not.
So you're kind of like crouched down like really far.
Have you seen the guy who's dressed as Edna Mode? And
yeah,
he walks
yeah.
It's kind of like that, but just trying to very stealthily do that.
And so you kind of open this door and you kind of do that and after you get about maybe 1 or 2 feet, you hit you hit a set of legs and you look up. And please describe your sister for me, please.
So Nadine is a red tiefling. She has long, flowy, curly hair that goes about to her, like a little past her waist, maybe to the top of her butt. I don't know why I said it like that. She's a little bit shorter than Verity, maybe about 5, like not much, 5'5" maybe. Glasses. Very studious looking. She's giving me the mom look.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Are you trying to sneak in?
Why would I sneak in my own home?
Because you've done it like many times before.
No need to say ask me. And then Verity grabs the bracelet that she had in her pocket and throws at her sister's face. Here, bitch.
Wow.
It just says happy birthday. It's not her birthday. It's nowhere near her birthday. Here, bitch, happy birthday.
Thanks. And you hear from from behind your sister. Is who's at the door?
Verity slowly gets him, and whole demeanor changes.
And you see, describe for me, please, your mother, who's kind of frailly trying to is frailly kind of standing in the kitchen or kind of outside of her bedroom door.
So she looks very similar to Verity takes after her mother. And so she also has kind of like the curly short hair, but it's all like it's gray, but slightly going more towards the white end. It's not really a salt and pepper anymore. She looks like if she were standing up straight, she would be about 5'6", but she's kind of hunched over, wearing some sleeping clothes. She also is human.
Okay.
And she has blue eyes.
It's Verity, Ma. She just got back. Oh, hey, I didn't notice that she had gone anywhere. Well, I'll tell her to get inside before she catches a cold. The temperatures are dropping out there.
Verity kind of closes the door behind her.
The interior of the home is like a quaint and cozy. Inside there's a lot of well-loved furniture, a table that seats 4 beside the hearth, and a small kitchen area kind of along the same wall. There's a small sofa with a tiny end table breaking up the room. Stacks of books can be seen throughout the house. 2 doors kind of resting along the other side of the wall, or the wall on the other side of the home, leading to 2 bedrooms. There's a small loom in the corner of the home that's collecting cobwebs.
Verity slowly, goes to her other pocket and gently...
Do you stand up?
Oh, yeah, she's standing up.
Just making sure.
I didn't close the door in a crouch.
I had to specify. Okay, what do you...
And Verity says, while I was out, I found this and I thought of you. It's a necklace for protection against the undead. I don't know how much undead you should be running into, but just reminded me of you.
And she kind of touches, in her contour, she kind of touches. That's very sweet, dear. Thank you. You're always so kind, thinking of me. I hope you didn't pay too much for this.
Nothing's too much for you.
And she kind of smiles. She kind of has a bit of a coughing fit.
Let's get you back to your bed.
And you escort her back into her room. Her room is kind of... Both the rooms are pretty much typically the same size. Hers is just kind of less furniture considering. But there's a bed off to one side. Kind of it's nestled kind of next to a window, and there's some houseplants kind of on the windowsill. There's definitely some more books in there, and there's a lot of kind of a bowl with some water, for cold rags and things like that. There's a lot of blankets on the bed, and there's an armoire full of clothing and stuff that would sit against the other wall. You help her to her bed, and again, she's coughing a lot more. As she's kind of moving very slowly, so you kind of have to you're patient with her as she's kind of making those moves. And as she lays down, she kind of winces in pain. There's a I'm sorry, dear.
It's okay. Take your time.
And she kind of lays her head against the pillow as she kind of slowly... It almost as if she kind of very much is easily to fall asleep, but it's kind of hard, and she's kind of her face is curled and kind of a pain. And you hear, I can help her, but we had a deal. I need more souls.
Is her mom in a is she good to seem to be good to leave in the room?
she's still in pain. She has not been alleviated. It's given the relationship you have with this entity, very much like other circumstances, you would need to like tell it what to do in this moment, or at least in this circumstance.
Internally, who is it this time?
It doesn't say. Do you want my help or not?
Names.
I need a yes or no.
Yeah, yes.
And in this moment, this like a shadow like wisp kind of energy kind of floats like off into the air, and it kind of waves around your mother, and you see this kind of like, and it kind of like dances along her face for a moment as it kind of like slips and kind of almost like wisps through her hair as she slowly kind of calms and falls to sleep.
A tear goes down Verity's face.
And you get the sense that she is fine, at least in this moment, and she's able to rest.
Verity kind of goes over to the, like, stands next to bed and then leans over and kisses her mom on the forehead.
Okay.
And just, I love you, Mom. And I am so, so sorry for all this. And then she's gonna quietly straighten up and walk out the door of the bedroom.
Okay. So you head back to the main part of the house, and you see on the dining room table that Nadine's gotten kind of some food set out for you just in case you hadn't eaten. And she says, I saved some for you just in case. I've been doing that a lot, but I didn't know when you'd be back, I guess.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be staying for too long. Actually, I just stopped to check on you two, and then I'm gonna be heading back out for an unknown amount of time.
Well, I'm heading to bed. I do have to work tomorrow, but if you're staying up much longer, just make sure you set up the hearth up for the night's, so the heat and stuff, so before you come to bed, you don't freeze us out or don't burn the house down.
What? Did I teach you this? The sass in your elders?
And she says, just make sure the hearth is good. And goes off to bed.
It's a bracelet of protection, by the way. From evil.
She stops at the doorway. And what is it that I need protection from?
Internally, Verity's going from me. But she keeps her mouth shut and she just stares at her blankly.
And she kind of like nods and like, I thought so. When she walks into the bedroom and shuts the door. Give me a perception check, please.
Pretty good. Math. Work with me here. 17 plus 8.
So 25.
Thank you.
With a 25, on one of the stacks of books sitting next to the couch in your home is the book you saw in the library.
Of course.
Bountifolia.
I'm gonna grab it and stick in my backpack.
Okay.
Yeah, you are.
As you pick up the book, it kind of falls open for a moment. And it has a name on the book, on the inside.
What does it say?
You read it, and then you shut the book and put it away. I would like you to make a stealth check, please, as you leave your home.
Fucking hell. That's not... 14 again.
Maybe it's good that you failed.
14 going in, 14 coming out.
You try to leave the home to be subtle, but the door still makes kind of like a creak as it opens because it's older and it shuts behind you.
I need to get oil on that thing.
So, you begin to move with a sense of direction that seems to be not of your own. You have this sense drawing you towards making your way back to the docks of the town. And it's as if you are being led by someone or something telling you where to go. Please make another stealth check for me, please.
I'm taking... Oh, for continuity, I have to keep this ring on. 16. Wait, no, that's... Hold on. 17.
17.
Yeah. You're failing me, dice.
You head down one of the docks as you try to stay within the shadows, avoiding lanterns. And as you creep your way back up into the boat that you came into Bevel on, make another stealth check for me, please.
I would also, as a bonus action, like to cast Cloak of Shadow.
Okay. All right.
So I have advantage for up to 1 minute.
Okay.
So I'm going to cast that bad boy. I accidentally grabbed that, so I'm going to roll that one. Oh, no. Okay. You're saying that too, right?
Her sheet is broken.
My sheet is
not loading.
I think it's a 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
22.
D&D Beyond is broken. There it goes. Yeah, 22.
So you make your way into the boat. And as you sneak down into the hull and find the quarters of someone that you met throughout the boat.
I knew it.
And as you enter the room, you see sleeping in the bed is Peterin.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, we're not leaving anytime soon.
You approach the bedside of Peterin. And you raise your dagger in your hand. And with a quick, swift, as if being controlled not of your own volition, heave it down into the person's chest. And as a swirl of shadows that seems to seep out of your body and into his, it weaves down the neck and kind of swirls into the wound. And for a moment, you don't see anything happens, but until it gets to the neckline, you see these lines kind of going through the veins of Peterin as it seeps up and flows into his face and his eyes blacken. The small bit of kind of purple energy shown glowing in the eyes, and then as it quickly dwindles, and in a sweep, the shadows rescind and the veins quickly alleviate as the small purple energy kind of flows under the knife and vanishes and returns to the knife and into your hand. The person's eyes opened as the knife impacted, but now seem devoid of light. The body is instantly cold and the lips are blue. As the shadowy voices you hear, as they fade.
I'm gonna disguise self
Okay.
as just a blonde human girl
Okay.
in a barmaid's outfit, and I'm gonna miss a step.
Okay. The shadow.
On the pier. Yeah.
And you end up back out on the pier.
And just casually walk away.
And as you walk away and you head into town, you find yourself outside of the Glistening Grotto Tavern as you see Amar walk out of the tavern.
Just flips him off.
And he doesn't recognize you in that moment, but then turns. He says, "Verity?" His eyes kind of glowing in the shimmer of the moonlight. How do you respond?
I think Verity just walks by him into the tavern, and at the last minute drops the disguise.
Okay.
And just doesn't say a word to him.
Okay. And that's where we're going to end for tonight.
As soon as you said Docs, I was like,
yeah,
she's going to fucking kill the captain.
The only thing I could think of was, oh dear, we are in trouble now.
Thank you guys so much for listening, and hoped that this was an eventful journey into the town of Bevel, and we will get further into the details of the town as we join you next week, or whenever the next episode shows up, for session 66. But as always, thank you to Pocketbard. A little shout out again at the end. Love the music, love the ambience. Couldn't do it without you.
Especially at the end.
But thank you so much, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye.